Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to another SARUSHOW, the one day of the week where we ask you a question and you answer, and we read them here together live every other Saturday now, because we're going to skip a Saturday just because I think it'll give more people time to answer the Saturday live question. So it's going to be every other Saturday from now on. So not next week, but the week afterwards. We will be doing it again. But anyway, welcome everybody. I did not realize this was in front of my face. I am so sorry. Let me move that. Right there. There we go. There we go. I'm just talking with her, just standing in front of me. Because I wasn't looking at the screen. I was looking at the camera. Alright, let's see here. Who is here? We've got Matthew Roach, Randrick, Ring Fit Master, Bitter Almonds, Sake Monsters, Mackenzie, Matthew, Casamules. I'm just scrolling up. Sweet Like Sugar. Very cool. Welcome in, everybody. How are you guys doing today? How are y'all doing? All right, so this week, it was kind of a mess with the Saturday show question because we changed from Gleam and then tried to do it like in the comments, but sweet. Matthew with the $20 towards the Sapphire charm. Very cool. Thank you so much. That is the charm we are doing, Sapphire. I chose Sapphire because I think that is my rarest game in my collection, I believe. Actually, no. Big Tournament Golf is the rarest game in my collection, but not much you can do as far as golf goes for a charm, so I chose Sapphire as the charm. Thank you so much. Oh, Sweets! With the $20, it's Happy Saturday Night. That puts Sweets also down for a charm. For those of you who don't know, we make these acrylic charms. The goal is $100, and we will make a charm like this of this illustration right here of Sapphire White from Space Galaxy Police Sapphire. Jeff Ellis here. Welcome. He says, good day for Nevada. Oh, no. Focus. Oh, no.
Cover your face. There it is.
There it is. Sorry about that. But yes, that's what this illustration is here. This is going to be a acrylic charm. Thank you, Sweets and Matthew, for already pre-ordering the charm. The $20 pre-order is to get your name on the charm because we put everyone's names on the back. Oh, shit. Fuck me. On the back of the packaging right here. And otherwise, you can just wait for it to go on sarumaro.com, where it'll be $12 for the charm itself. I didn't know what exactly was my rarest game, so I gave 2 answers as my rarest game. Isn't my most expensive game in my collection, says Mackenzie. Well, that's cool. It doesn't matter. As long as you guys answered it, it's all good. As long as people answer the question. We didn't get that many in this week. I'm guessing because of our switch from Gleam to doing it in the comments. But we're going to try to figure out a new way to do it, because I realized that some people don't want your answers being read before we get to the live show, and I totally understand that and didn't really think about that when I made that change. So we're definitely going to find a way to do it so that we don't do it on Gleam, because Gleam kind of sucks and it feels really antiquated. So we're going to find a way to do it for next SARUSHOW, which will be in 2 weeks from today.
Sweet Like Sugar is gonna do something on Google Docs, I believe.
Oh, really?
She's gonna share it with me this weekend.
Cool. All right. Well, it sounds like we already have something underway, which is cool.
All things to Sweet Like Sugar.
Yay, Sweet Like Sugar. Sweet Like Sugar is amazing. Amazing. Amazing sugars.
Especially if we can see Mirox, we'll do the shortest answer ever. What's up, Sake? He says, hey, friendos.
Welcome in. Alright, Alright, here we go. So, last week we asked you guys, what is your most rare or expensive game in your collection? The first one comes to us from Brian C. Is this a new person?
No.
This person says, when it comes to the most expensive / rarest game I own, I don't have any nowadays, but before my eviction in 2018, I did have a super rare game that is very expensive nowadays because of when it came out. I owned Magic Knight Ray Earth for the Sega Saturn and owned the Umi disc. If I remember correctly, when I first bought it, I got a little under $100, so losing it really stung. I didn't get it because it was rare. It was a rare game. I got it because I liked the manga and the anime. I played the SNES one via emulator, but I've never played the Saturn one, so I was curious. Imagine my surprise to see that the game was similar to Legend of Zelda games. More specifically, the traditional 2D ones like Link to the Past. I didn't beat the game, and I'm very mad that I lost a game like that. Hopefully, I'll be able to find a replacement, reproduction, or not. It says Brian C. Cool. Oh, that's Brian. So okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, Ray Earth is one of those games that is super duper expensive. Thankfully, I still own one of my original copies. I say one of them because I had 2 copies at one point. I was trying to get one of each girl, but then I remember Software Etc. had, I don't remember what game I went. I think it was either Symphony of the Night or Radiant Silvergun that came out, and I went and I traded in one of those for Radiant Silvergun or I don't remember, because I think Castlevania Symphony, I think I got Radiant Silvergun and I think I didn't like it and I took it back for a Saturn version of Symphony of the Night. So I ended up just keeping my Foo disc for Ray Earth because Foo was my favorite at the time. And she's still, I like color scheme. I really like her color scheme. You'd think I would like Hikaru because of the red, but I don't know. I just liked Foo. I liked Foo. She was cool. Let's see here. Ooh, that is a good game. It says Bitter Almonds. I like the Magic Knight Ray Earth manga and anime. Corbin says, honestly feel like garbage. I don't think it's COVID, but my whole body feels heavy and fuzzy. Oh no, hope you feel better.
Man, everyone's getting sick.
Everyone is sick. So many people we know are sick right now. It sucks. But I was sick for the longest time. I'm not anymore, thankfully. I still have like a cough and stuff, but I feel just fine. But I feel like everyone around us is sick. Just here quickly as going back to sleep. Oh, nice. Welcome, Cybergirl.
Hi, Cybergirl.
Thanks for stopping in. We might have a solution for the weekly question so that it's not public, but it also isn't going to be Gleam. So we'll let everyone know what the weekly question is on next week, hopefully.
But no, since I still avoid crowds and wear a mask. I still wear a mask everywhere too.
I do when I remember. It's hard to remember to wear the mask all the time. But I still do whenever, like if I get in like an Uber or something, I'll wear a mask. If I'm in like a store that's like really close together where like there isn't a lot of room, I'll wear a mask. But sometimes I forget.
Hi, Rover.
Hello, Rovers.
Matthew Roach says it's the SARUPro. It's spreading.
Oh, hi, I made it. That world is saved. Rover, did you answer the weekly question? We have moved away from Gleam officially and told people to put their answers either in the comments or wherever. But we've moved away from Gleam, which is also why I think we got less answers this week, because it was very, very short notice. So I do apologize. But I did mention it in the last Saturday show that we would move away from Gleam for the weekly question. Let's see here. It's the flu and it's spreading, says Matthew Roach. Yeah, I think I had the flu. Well, the last time I had the sinus infection, I think the first time I got sick, when I first got to Mexico, I was already sick when we left here, but I didn't feel horrible, but I could feel it coming on. You know when you're like getting sick, you're like, all right, it's coming. And then we got to Mexico, and boom, at night I died.
I know.
At night I died, and I went to the doctor like 2 days later because I was like, all right, I'm not going to fucking be sick this whole vacation. And they gave me shots in the butt.
We thought it was COVID, but it wasn't COVID.
It wasn't COVID. But we thought it might be because I couldn't breathe that night. Not like super bad, not like when I had COVID, but it was hard to breathe. I think it was just the flu though. I don't know any rare games, so it wasn't much to say. The rarest game I have is a white label copy of Mysterious Song 2nd Edition. Only 3 in existence.
Nice.
Worth absolutely nothing. Hey, it's still rare, right? If there isn't a whole lot of games. I mean, if there's only 3 copies of it, it's still rare. Let's see here. You own all the early Yuki games and variants. That's true. He owns them in code form, which is the rarest form of all forms. Is it like pre-COVID you got from Japan trip, Saru?
You know what? I think it was. Because you had almost exactly the same symptoms.
I don't think so. Because I was sick when I came back from Japan, and then we went through China, and I came home and I got sick. I was sick for like a month. So I don't think so. I think it was just a regular flu this time around. And then the second time is a sinus infection.
No, it was Australia, not China.
Oh, was it Australia?
Yeah, Australia.
Oh, I thought it was when we came back from Japan. When we stopped over in China. Oh, okay. Well, apparently I don't remember. But anyway, the point is I was sick for like a month. Pre-COVID. Maybe you're allergic to traveling. It could be. I think maybe in the case of Mexico, I think it was just change of weather and stuff. And I'm already better. Transfer, what's up? Welcome.
How does going to the hospital in a foreign country work? Pay up front?
Well, I went to... Most pharmacies just have a doctor there. So I just went to the doctor at the pharmacy, and they give you a checkup. If you need x-rays, then they send you to like a specialist that does x-rays. In my case, the doctor was able to see that I had a throat infection the first time around, and then the second time around they said, yeah, you've got a sinus infection, and they gave me antibiotics. But yeah, it was just a matter of going to see the doctor. It cost $5 to see the doctor, and then I just had to pay for medications. So
it was $250.
$250, sorry, it was $250, and then it was $1 to see the doctor for every subsequent shot, because the first time around I got shots, and it was $1 to go see the doctor to get a shot. That shirt looks like a Joy Division album cover. It's from it's a YouTuber's shirt, Spanish streamer from Mexico. He gave it to me, and it's a shark. But I think it was meant to look like a Joy Division cover. I'm not sure.
Maybe not enough tacos in your system because you have to have the illness prescribed way more tacos.
We ate so many tacos. Oh my gosh, I know. I crave Mexican food. All right, number 2 is from Cybergirl. I don't know if Cybergirl is still here. For those of you hopping in, the question was, what is your most rarest or expensive game? that you own. And Cybergirl is at number 2. She was just here. Cybergirl says, my rarest game has to be any of my Virtual Boy games. My most expensive game is Arkanoid with the Voss controller for the NES. Wow. Yeah, that is a rare controller to have.
Damn,
for the NES. That's a long answer for Cybergirl, right? That's a lot of words.
Damn,
it's a lot of words for Cybergirl.
Answer.
Face is here. Hello, Face. How is Face? Let's see here. Maybe not. Oh, I read that already. Sinistubborn says, "Yo, what is up, Sinistubborn? Welcome in." Rover says that was almost a Marok's response. That is almost Marok's answer, says Rover. Says Matthew. All right, let's see here. Number 2. Number 2 comes to us from Screw the Net. Screw the Net says, most valuable game I got is probably my copy of Rolling Thunder 3 for the Sega Genesis. It's not only one retro game from the 16-bit era that has the coolest, most rocking soundtrack, but still being in good shape, and it's a hard clamshell. It's supposedly worth a good amount as is. Plus, it's a fun arcade side shooter. Following that would be a copy of Silent Hill 1 and Symphony of the Night. I got each about 8 years ago or more, and though a bit pricey at the time, they are in great shape. Everything else has supposed value, though lesser, but so many of my games are most valuable because of their nostalgic vibes and powerful feelings. I will make a video showing my stuff off this year, since I've been more active uploading after so long. Interesting. I should check that out. I don't know if Screw the Net, he's probably not here. He might be sleeping. So I think he is a super night owl like we are.
What's up, A. Huffman?
Welcome, Huffman. Long time no see. Welcome on in. How you doing? Could you do me a favor? Can you grab me? I left the open Pepsi by the nightstand, or those drawers, or please. Shell is here. What's up, Shell? Welcome in. That Bitter Almond says none of my stuff has value since I open it and play it. Haha. Well, I mean, it all has value. All the used stuff I open. I think everyone here has open stuff. I don't think anyone has anything that's sealed. So many games still retain their value. So it's okay that you open and play, because I think most of us here open them and play them. I don't think anyone here collects the sealed stuff, right? I think. I don't think so. Let's see here. Huffman says, I'm better now. Been super sick. Man, everybody is sick. I just now recovered from being sick. My sister and her whole family are sick. Again, since the King of Charms cannot be here, let's put his name down and send one to him. Thank you, Matthew. Very cool of you. Very generous of you. Yes, the King of Charms is I'm Borderline. So that is towards this right here. This is an acrylic charm of Sapphire White from Space Galaxy Police Sapphire. I chose her as the design because although it is not my rarest game, it was my rarest game for a very, very long time until Big Tournament Golf. I think Big Tournament Golf is now my rarest game. But for many, many years, Sapphire was my rarest game that I had. Wait, you can open and play games? No way!
Sapphire is never this cheap. It's just not very.
Yeah, Sapphire has been rare for a very long time. I've had my copy since 2013 or 2014, I believe. And even then I bought it for a lot of money. You're eating more banana bread. I still have yet to have any banana bread. It's gonna be gone before I have it. Give me a bite. That's my first time. It's my first time having it. How many are there left?
A lot. This is my third one.
Look into my eyes. Look
There's
deeper.
Like 5 left.
Look into my eyes. I need to know if you're telling the truth.
So I'm eating banana bread. It's so good.
Every time we get like a tray of banana nut bread. Every time we get it, I always take forever because I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to eat stuff immediately, and Jesse's the kind of person who likes to eat stuff immediately. So usually by the time I get to it, there's like half of a piece or none.
It's so good.
It is really good. Banana nut bread is good, says
With
Bitter Almonds.
walnut.
So good, says Rover. Yeah, it's got little bits of nut. Get those HD VHS movies. I have a Sapidly bootleg, but that doesn't really count. I had the bootleg for the longest time. Before the shenanigans. I've had that bootleg forever. I still keep it around to show the difference. Because I think like back in like 2015 or something, I made a video about the differences on one of my older YouTube channels that I don't use. Panda is growing boy. He needs all the food. He is sitting there in the corner nibbling on this thing. Just give me a little bit. Okay, thank you.
Just have another one.
You just have another one, jerk. All right. For those of you just hopping in, last week we asked you guys, what is your most expensive / rarest game in your collection? So far we read 3 of them. We've got how many more answers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we do get a few more. Awesome. There was one in here too. Ah, okay, you got it. All right, very cool. None? How rude, Jesse. That's his transfer. Not sure you guys suffer the same problem, but in my area, there's a problem with a lot of bootlegs for GB8 and Sega CD games. In stores, most stores here are pretty savvy. You know where that was an issue? Was Mexico. Like, when we went to, like, Freaky Plaza and those places, man, those places had a lot of bootlegs. And I'm, like, looking at it, I'm like, these are bootlegs.
I know.
Like, you can tell.
But I feel like over there, they just want to grab it so they can play it on their system. I don't think...
Some of them. I think some of them were trying to turn a profit on a bootleg. Because I saw some of them were priced, like, what the fuck? Why is this priced like this? So, I think some of them are, like, straight up pirate deals, you know, where they're trying to get people to buy a fake one for real money. Banana bread nibbles. Oh, thank you for the $10 donation. For the $10 super chat, Sake Monsters. I appreciate it. Banana bread nibbles. Banana bread nibbles. Where'd you lower it? Oh, that's not one. Oh, I see. Alright, so next one comes to us from... Give me 1 second. I'll get back there in a second.
I just want to test it out.
There it is. Thank you so much, Sake Monsters, for the $10 donation. All right, next one comes to us from GT Beakerman. Beakerman says, the most expensive game I own is Paprium for the Sega Mega Drive. Paprium! So, yeah, that is super rare now as well. I would know because my copy, we ended up putting it on Whatnot, and we got like $4.50 for it, which paid for our Mexico trip. Or paid for, not our trip, it paid for our tickets at least. Close to it. Which was good. Bootlegs in Mexico, you don't say? Yeah, there were a lot of them, like cart ones. So like cartridge bootlegs, it's like you really gotta like check them or have them open them, right? Like be like, oh, show me the board. And if the seller is cool about it, like they'll show you the board. Like a lot of sellers who are selling legit stuff have no issue just showing you the board. But the ones that don't and want to charge you crazy prices, those are the people who are clearly selling the bootlegs. Let's see here. Mackenzie says, maybe bootleg is being harsh, but there is some stores that don't know about the difference between something legitimate and a reproduction. With carts, they should be able to tell because any store should have the tools to open them. But with CDs, yeah, it's hard to tell, especially with like those like PCE Works reproductions, because they don't say anything until you open them. It's on the manual or something. It's not labeled on the actual game itself. So it's like, how the hell are we supposed to know what the bootlegs are? That's tricky. Alright. Next one comes to us from Randrick. I don't know, is Randrick here? Randrick's here. Randrick says, my most valuable game is Chrono Trigger CIB. Now, as far for my rarest game, I honestly have no idea. I would say having the Gardic Gaiden with cloth map is quite uncommon. That is pretty uncommon. Randrick says, even on eBay and Yahoo Auctions Japan, I have only seen that game maybe twice. It is a bit difficult to know how rare a game is sometimes, especially in this hobby, as an expensive game does not equal a rare game. That is very true. Many times an expensive game doesn't necessarily mean that the game is rare. Very, very true. Because sometimes a game can be very expensive and they've made several copies of it, and it's still an expensive game. Take I always use PC Engine games as examples because I don't know too much about stuff outside of PC Engine, but take Rondo of Blood for instance. Rondo of Blood was a game that got made many times over by Konami themselves. They made a normal run of the game, and the game is still expensive. The reason the game is expensive is because it's sought after, not necessarily because it's rare. So, oh, Matthew, thank you for the channel. An extra $10 to have the charm shipped to Sake Monsters. Perfect. Oh my gosh, look at Matthew is in the Santa spirit, the spirit of Santa. Very cool. Thank you, Matthew. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. We will shoot a charm off to sockets. Sockets. Very, very cool. All right. Let's see here. Next one comes to us from Bitter Almonds. Socket says thank you. Let's see here. Bitter Almonds says it's a combination of demand and rarity. Yep. It's a pretty wide spectrum, right? Like it could be like a game that's just like really, really sought after. They made shit tons of copies of it, but it's still expensive just because of the fact that it's sought after. And then you have like this middle ground where the game, like Bitter Almond says, is rare and in demand. And then there's just simply the fact that the game is just freaking rare, where they made just too little copies of it. But for that very reason that there is such a spectrum, that's why I made sure to say rarest / most expensive, because to some people it could be I have this most expensive game that's not necessarily rare, or I have this game that is super rare. Let's see here. Mackenzie says, I sure love when sellers list a rare game that is a player's choice copy. Randrick says it's also interesting sometimes as a rare game, it's not necessarily expensive because they are really rare, and not all YouTubers are talking about it. That's true too. That's also something that really drives up the price of stuff is, you know, a popular YouTuber talks about something and next thing you know, it's rare. Limited run games used to be so rare and limited, not anymore. That's the truth. Shell says, got a collection of Swedish rental games, about 120 of them. Wow, that's a lot. And some of them, like Solomon's Key 2 and McDonaldland, are only known copies in existence. Official Nintendo stuff at pretty rare. Ooh, sorry, I got like trapped air indigestion. All right, next one comes to us from Bitter Almonds. Bitter Almonds says, I don't think I have anything rare, truly rare. And Transfer, thank you so much. Transfer has officially pushed the donation goal amount to its goal. Thank you so much, Transfer. And that also means that tonight we give away a charm of your choice, courtesy of Transfer. Thank you very much, Transfer. Transfer usually doesn't want the charm, so we give it away. We're going to go ahead and give that away tonight. We will do a Gleam link for that giveaway just because it's easier to use Gleam for the giveaways. So we're going to go ahead and do one for tonight. We're going to give away a charm of your choice. You can go to sarumaru.com and take a look at all the charms there and pick one. If you are the winner, you get to pick any charm that's currently available, and we will send it to you. Very cool. Thank you so much to Transfer for that and for helping us reach our Sapphire goal. Thank you. Let's see here. What did I miss? Here? Bitter Almonds, I'm sorry. Bitter Almonds says, I don't think I have anything truly rare and expensive. Besides, I opened all my games and played them. I have Cotton for the neo-geo Pocket Color. That's a rare one. And several of the normal editions of the cave shooters for the 360, but as I said, I opened all of them. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're still rare regardless of if people are playing them or not. Or I don't know if that's a jab to people who collect like new games, because that could be. I don't understand that either. I don't understand people who buy games and keep them sealed. It's like, don't you want to know what if you bought a fake one? Like, how do you know? How do you know if it's real too? That's another thing that I'm afraid of too. If you buy a game and keep it sealed, how do you know it's a real game? Like those like PC Engine works or whatever. They don't say that the reproduction's on the outside. You don't know that it's a reproduction until you open it, because then the disc will say PCE Works or the manual will see PCE Works, but on the back it doesn't say anything. Let's see here. So many rental games that got destroyed in the 90s when rental video stores closed down. That is so true. Or boxes and manuals. Here in the United States, GameStop is super guilty of that. I remember going into GameStops and seeing them just trash boxes, right? Like they would just game boxes like Super Nintendo or whatever. They would just grab them, they'd rip the boxes. Blockbuster used to do that too. I used to try to save them. I've worked at 3 Blockbusters. I used to try to save them anytime they'd come in. But a lot of people, like, they would just trash them. They'd trash them. They trashed the jewel cases too. I remember jewel cases when Resident Evil 2 came in. People were just throwing them in the trash. I'm like, oh my god, it hurts so much. I used to take all the jewel cases. But yeah, Blockbuster used to do that. Blockbuster also used to put these stickers over the top of them that were so hard to remove that sometimes doing so would tear off the graphic on the disc or something. And as soon as you remove like the top layer of any CD, it becomes unreadable, and thus ruining the game. Here's an example. This one is a major example of what I'm talking about. This one was a Blockbuster game. Back when I worked at Blockbuster, this came from one of my Blockbusters. And they put this label on top of the entire disc. And with some games, in this case, it probably won't do anything to remove it other than leave it really sticky. But there are some games that were printed on color games, like Working Designs games and stuff like that, where when you would remove this, it would sometimes remove a layer of that paint. These were on there so freaking, they were stuck on there so good that you would go to remove the label and it would just remove like the printing, the color on it. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. This one, here's an example of one that I successfully removed the sticker from. That is my copy of Rarest Games. This one had one. You can still see some residue on it, but I was able to remove it and get it cleaned up, and it took so long to clean that I didn't bother with this one because I feel like the time is not worth the effort to do. Let's see here. Employee only stickers cannot be removed. I don't mind the Blockbuster stickers on my cartridges, especially if it was a Blockbuster exclusive. I know this is cheesy, but to me, it's like preserving the past. But that's just me, says Mackenzie. Right, like, what was it? Final Fight Guy is one of those Blockbuster exclusives. It didn't really get, it didn't get a commercial release here in the United States like it did in Japan. So, if you did have a copy that was in English of Final Fight Guy, it came from a Blockbuster video. Bitter Almond says, yep, leave those stickers alone or they get angrier when you try to remove them. Let's see here. Ando Gamer is here. What's up, Ando? Welcome. I'm not sure if you were here earlier. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but welcome on in. I appreciate you being here. Quite a number of N64 games were Blockbuster only games, says Matthew. That is so spoopy. Such a spoop. Alright, moving back to the weekly question. Those of you just coming in, we had asked, what is the most rarest or expensive game in your collection? And number 7 comes to us from Sweet Like Sugar. Sweet Like Sugar says, the game that I have that I value the most is Sarumaru's personal copy of FX Unit Yuki for the Sega Genesis. He was even nice enough to include a sketch of Yuki he drew by hand as well. Aww. Thank you, Sweet Like Sugar. That makes me all... It makes me all warm in the gut. Is that really your rarest game, though? Because that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. Quite a number of N64 games were Blockbuster-only games, says Matthew. Undo Gamer says, oh, yes, hi. I got here just now. Very cool. Welcome on in. Rare Sexy Games. Indiana Jones in the Internal Machine is the best Blockbuster exclusive on the N64. What? I'm not sure if that's a joke or not. Let's see here. Adorable says Socket Monsters. Sweet Like Sugar says that or Dragon Force, but I think Yuki Genesis is less common. At least the first run is super uncommon. All right. But yeah, Dragon Force is definitely one that's rare. That's one I forgot to put on the thumbnail. I was looking for Saturn games to put on the thumbnail, and that popped up, and then we ran out of time. Randrick says, wait a minute, I have that Pixel Heart Genesis version of Yuki. Oh, you have the European one? Man, those of you who bought the European one bought them just in time, because somebody on eBay was selling one of those Euro versions of Yuki for like $700. And then I think that's where price charting got messed up, because if you look at price charting, it says the PAL version of FX Unit Yuki is like $650 or something crazy. Goes for over $2K if you have the Yuki PAL Mega Drive game, says Matthew Roach. There you go, you guys. You can go sell your Yukis. I'm making more. Go sell your PAL copies. Go sell your PAL copies of Yuki. I'm making more of the US variants, which you can buy. It's technically the same thing, just different packaging. Go make that money. Go make that bread. Let's see here. Infernal Machine. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Is that a real thing? It's like Tomb Raider for the system, but with Indiana Jones minus triangle titties. Rander says, what the hell? That's crazy. Mackenzie says, I love those PAL DC cases. They're so cool with that blue case design. They are cool. I wish I had a copy of the PAL Dreamcast FX Unit Yuki. I don't have a copy, and I wish I had one, because I'm trying to make a video showcasing all of the different copies of Yuki, and I don't have a PAL copy, and Josh Prod never sent me a copy, even though I asked him for one. And then when I asked him again, he says he was all out of them. So I was like, no! I need for video! So that's one of the things. I'm making like a behind-the-scenes video. That's one of the components I'm missing. So I'm like, I might just have to use a still image for it, which totally sucks. But, oh well. Let's see here. All right. Huh?
You make a joke out of it. I'm the creator of this. I don't even have
a copy of it. All right, let's see here. Next one comes to us from Mackenzie. Mackenzie says, my most expensive game in my collection would probably be Resident Evil Code Veronica X on the GameCube. There's not much to talk about this game. It's essentially just a port of a port. Instead of being based on the Dreamcast version, this version is based on the PS2 version. The only difference is that this version has a different intro compared to the DC or PS2 version, but that's about it. Really? I didn't know that. What is the PC intro? Is the PS2 intro the same as the Dreamcast's intro? I don't know. I've never played any other Code Veronica other than the Dreamcast version, and I love Code Veronica. It was so good. When are they remaking that? Did they reboot that one? They haven't rebooted that one, right?
Code Veronica?
Okay. Yeah, they need to reboot that one. I think that's one that needs to be rebooted.
Resident Evil 4 is next, right?
Oh yeah. That one already got done, right? Or is it just coming out? Or is the next one coming out? I believe. But yeah, Code Veronica needs to come out. Nope, Capcom hates Code Veronica. For reals! No. There's like, well, I don't know. It did come out for 3 different things, and they were probably like, we'll just wait till later and then reboot it. So I'm hoping, because they kind of just skipped over it, right? They're going straight to 4. So they kind of just skipped Code Veronica altogether, but whatever. Alright, next one comes to us from Corbin. Corbin in Japan. Corbin says, the most expensive game I have is either Sin and Punishment for the N64 or Karosu for the Dreamcast. Both Japanese versions, both super fun. I believe both of those games only came out in Japan, right? Were there only Japanese versions of those games? Or was there an English version of Sin and Punishment? I don't remember. But that's one of the N64 games that I was interested in, was Sin and Punishment. That would be a good one. I love shooters, says Bitter Almonds. Mackenzie says, I'll leave a link on Discord for you, but Code Veronica on the GameCube has its own unique intro. Not even the HD releases of the game have it. It could be because of the GameCube's small disk space. Ah.
I didn't even know Code Veronica was on GameCube.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know it had anything that was different from it. Is the intro shorter, maybe? Like, maybe they made, like, they had to do, like, a smaller intro to, like, make it less blurred. Let me skip this track because I don't like it. I don't like it. But, yeah, perhaps. Where did you load it? Here? On the speakers? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm guessing maybe that was the reason. Maybe because of disk space or what have you. All right. That one was Corbin in Japan. Last week, our question was, what is your most expensive / rarest game you own in your collection? Number 10 comes to us from Mark Dell. Mark Dell says, I don't keep a lot of physical games, but my parents found a huge collection of my old N64 games where I never threw away any of the boxes. I also have a boxed copy of Soleil or Crusader of Senti in that lot too. So that might be one that's worth the most. Ooh, yeah. I would say Crusader of Senti is probably the one that's worth the most in that. Also, super rare. That's one game I've always wanted to play through. I've only ever played like a little bit of it, but I'd like to play through that sometime. I should play through it sometime. Let's see here. Face says Nintendo should remake Sin and Punishment. They should remake that 100%. All right. Number 12 comes to us from Socket Monsters. Socket Monsters says, 6 minutes ago, the most expensive game I own is between Final Fantasy 1 and 2 CIB and Pokemon Soul Silver Pokewalker Bundle CIB, hovering around the $200-$300 range, so nothing too crazy. I do, however, have this game that the creator signed for me that makes it pretty unique. Something about a pink-haired girl shooting crabs. Love that one. I love that. It sounds like you're saying a pink-haired girl shooting crabs, like she's got like this crab gun cannon, like Mega Man, but instead she shoots crabs. Or she has crabs, I don't know. One or the other. I want Square Enix to bring back Bahamut Lagoon and Treasure Hunter G. What is I'm not sure what Treasure Hunter G is. What is that? Bahamut Lagoon was that one PAL only Square Enix game that never came out? I think, maybe. Mackenzie says, I left a link for you, Saru and Jesse, for the intro of Code Veronica X on the GameCube on the Discord. It's on the general section. Cool, I'll check it out as soon as we are done here. Socket Monster says, nah, she just shoots crabs or something. This is Socket Monsters. Ando says, my rarest and expensive game in GBA is Pocky and Rocky. I think I mentioned it so many times. Sorry. I think you've only mentioned it once ever. That's the one that's called Pocky and Rocky plus Becky or something. Man, I should have kept that one. I got it and I was like, this one is not good. I was expecting it to be more like the Natsume remake and less like the original, but it was basically just the original Pocky and Rocky game, and they added a different palette for Pocky, and they called her Becky. And I was like, man, this sucks. I took it back. I should have kept it, man. I should have kept it because I had that GBA one in box that I got from GameStop. I should have kept it. But yeah, I think it was called Pocky and Rocky with Becky, and Becky, right? Ampersand Becky. Treasure Hunter G is a Square RPG. Don't have it yet, actually. Yeah, it's a boring game, very similar to the arcade. I mean, it's good if you liked the original arcade game or the PC Engine version, but I just expected it because it was on GBA that it would have been a port of the Super Nintendo game, right? Like, even Natsume was the one who ported it. So why didn't Natsume just take their version of the game and port it to the Super Nintendo? Natsume published Pocky and Rocky and Becky. It makes no sense to me with very bled title. It makes no sense why they didn't do what was it called? Mystery of the Black Mantle. Pocky and Rocky. I think Pocky and Rocky here was just Pocky and Rocky, right? It wasn't called Mystery of the Black Mantle as a subtitle. I would die if there was a Duck Hunt-esque section in FX Unit Yuki 2 where Yuki shoots crabs at enemies. That would be funny. It'd have to be like a gallery shooter section or something. FX Unit Yuki 2, so far the only stages that we have planned out are a Bomberman type clone, which is, the parody name is called Anti-Robo Bombers. If you read the FX Unit Yuki webcomic, it's the poster in Yuki's room. If you look at the very, very first panel, second panel, the very second panel, there's a poster in Yuki's room. One of the stages is going to be based on that, the poster in Yuki's room. So there's a little Easter egg tidbit for you guys for FX Unit Yuki 2. There's also going to be a stage called Final Alarm, which is going to use a very similar code as the Bomberman type stage. And then there's going to be a shooter stage, but it's not going to be based on any games, because this is going to be Yuki as FX Jet in the real world. But I can't explain why, because it's a spoiler. Yuki 2 is going to be more epic than the first, just saying. Yeah, I feel like Yuki 2 is going to be a lot. I mean, we've also learned a lot, you know? Especially me, I feel like I've learned a lot after Yuki 1 shenanigans. But yeah. So far, half of the stages are already planned out. And I'm still on the fence about what I want to do some of the other stages that are based on. But yeah, I still don't know what the other stages are based on yet, because I'm trying to think of like a Super Nintendo property to base it on, because one of the adversaries, I won't say villain because she's not really like a bad guy per se, but she is a girl. I've showed her before. She's the one that looks like a Super Famicom. She's gonna appear, so one of the stages is gonna be based on a Super Nintendo thing, and then at the end you fight her. And then one of the stages is going to be up in the air. I don't know what it's going to be. But one of the other girls, that's another adversary, is a girl that is based on the Atari Lynx. You're making a sequel? Yep, we're putting a sequel together. I love a good anti-hero. So yeah, Jenny was pretty much like, kind of like the, not necessarily villain in the first game, because the villain was the chairman, right? And Jenny was just being manipulated. So the other girls are kind of not really like, not like Jenny, how Jenny was being manipulated. They're more there just to give Yuki shit, basically. Yuki and Jenny, basically. Would be cool if you could add some Mega Man X upgrade features in the game, hidden in the stages. Love finding secret armor and weapons. That's probably more than we can do with the way FX Unit Yuki is set up, because FX Unit Yuki is not a linear adventure game. If FX Unit Yuki was like a linear action game, then I would be like, yeah, we could do that, because we did do power-ups in the first game. But I think in the second game, the main draw is not going to be like in the first game, how Yuki got like the slide by a Hue card, she got the double jump by a Hue card. In the second game, they're just going to have all their abilities. The catch in the second game is that you can switch between Yuki and Jenny, because Jenny has, she will have her own set of moves. Jenny will have a whip. She'll be able to get places. So there will likely be another Castlevania themed stage in the second game, mainly because we're going to try to find a way to use Jenny's whip in places. So there'll be sections where you have to switch to Jenny. So like select button will switch you out to Jenny. Jenny will do stuff. But we're not planning to do like any like in-game upgrades, because that was actually one of the things that was hard for Rover for the last game, is the whole feature creep thing, because we decided that the game was too linear without power-ups, and so we decided to add power-ups, but only after like the engine was already made. So like Rover had to go in and program double jump and slide and all these other things that weren't originally planned. So that just made things harder for Rover. So in this case, the main draw, and what is also going to be a lot of work for Rover already, is the fact that Yuki can change into Jenny, because that's gonna be a lot on his plate already. Is the fact that Jenny will have her own set of moves. So that's going to be the main draw, is that you're going to be able to switch to Jenny. Jenny will have her own set of moves. So there won't be any like real need for upgrades per se for the character, because we'll have stages that will facilitate the character that you're using. So that's going to be the main draw. Yeah, Yuki and Jenny have their own specific abilities that help you get through the stages. Right. So they're already going to have their own move sets already. What about secret hidden area with secret bosses and stages? So we did do, FX Unit Yuki does have a secret area in the first game. And then the PC game has a bunch of new areas that we've showcased already. But there might be. It all depends, because like in the first game, the secret stage was a secret stage that you had to find by doing like certain things. So I imagine Rover's gonna probably do something clever. That was his idea. The secret stage was his idea. A lot of secondary parts in all of the stages were also Rover's creation. Like after the fact areas, like in the cave stage, there's like a whole new area. Rover put that one together for PC. No amount of food will get the answer out of Rover. Love the music in the first one. Same composer for the second one. The second one will have a number of composers. Actually, do you have access to my Facebook?
Yes.
On here? Let me pause this. If you guys want to hear a track, here's a preview track. At first, this one, I just wanted Rover to hear it first, but Rover has heard it. This?
Yeah.
And then where is it?
Click on
just
it?
Here?
No, just click on it. Yeah.
Let me know if, let me give you guys a preview. A preview before we finish this last question. Where am I? Where's Rover? There's Rover. I sent it to Rover. At some point. We talked a lot. Where is Rover? Okay. Let's see if I can just find the file. Give me one moment. But here is a little preview. is the preview version. The final version will likely just loop twice over, which I might just have Rover do to keep. What is that? Is that AI?
No,
AI
it's someone
drawings?
drew her.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway. All right. Where's the music? Is that what I'm listening to? Castlevania. All right. But yeah, that is the. Does anyone recognize the tune?
Yeah, I think Matthew Roach.
Did he? Throw your money at the screen. And Yuki 2 will appear out of thin air. Ninku says, are the character models going to look more upgraded or look the same? The sprites will be different. So, I've shown off the Jenny sprite. The Yuki sprite will be similar where originally Yuki just stood there, right? And she would blink. Now she's got like a move. Jenny does this whole like up and down thing. I showed it off in the Discord. I've showed off the GIF. But yes, the character sprites have been redrawn. I mean, for Yuki, maybe a little bit like Umihara Kawase with the whip hook line. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I want to implement with Jenny is where she can swing, right? Like in Castlevania or whatever game, right? She's going to have a thing, like Castlevania 4, basically. She's going to have a whip, but the whip's not going to be all like where you can control it. It's going to be like a straightforward whip, so you'd have to jump in front of whatever notch, hit it with the whip, and then she could swing across. And that'll be like areas where Yuki will not be able to traverse even with her double jump. So we're thinking about making like a wide area where only Jenny is able to traverse it. So like likely there will be areas where there will be like 2 notches, right? Impossible for Yuki to jump across both of those. You have to switch to Jenny to do it because only Jenny will be able to hook once, come off of the notch, hook again, come off of the notch, and land on the platform. That's going to be one of those times where you have to switch out to Jenny. Another thing I want to do is add like areas that have like switches that are only accessible with the whip, which you would once again have to switch out to Jenny to hit. But Jenny doesn't have a double jump. Yuki has a double jump, so there are going to be a lot of areas that Jenny can't get to that Yuki can get to because Yuki has a double jump and Jenny will not. So each of the characters will have their things, right, that they can do. Jenny will also not have... Well, I haven't decided if Jenny's going to have a slide yet. I'll discuss it with Rover. But I was thinking that she could do something else instead of the slide where you would have to be Jenny. So I don't know. I don't know if she's going to have something else. What system is this coming out for? The PC Engine. And then later on we'll get somebody to port it like we did with the last game. But our group specifically, me, Rover, Black Tiger, we're only putting it out on the PC Engine first because that's what we know. Jenny in the panda outfit. We could probably throw in like some sort of like panda Easter egg. But yeah, it'll be PC Engine only. And going forward, if me and Rover put any games together, it'll only be PC Engine. I feel like part of the reason why things took so long too is because Rover was working on the PC version, and I feel like that just took a lot of time that we could have used. So you can switch between them like Castlevania 3. Do you need to find Jenny like in Castlevania 3? No, Jenny will be available right off the bat. She will be available right off the bat because there will only be so many stages you can use her where it'll just be Jenny, because there's gonna be stages where it'll only be Yuki and not Jenny for some story purposes. So Jenny will be available in any stage that's a platforming stage. Jenny will be available, and I'm still discussing the idea of the Bomberman parody stage. I don't know if it'll be possible to maybe add like 2-player support to that segment only, because it would be fun to be able to use both Yuki and Jenny in those Bomberman type stages. That would be cool. But I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. If it's possible in RAM to be able to do it too. I don't know. We'll have to see. I guess we won't know until Rover starts doing stuff. Rover might know off the top of his head if that's possible or not. But yeah, and then we have one of the stages is going to be based on legendary acts, but it's basically just a generic. It's only going to be based on legendary acts in looks alone. It's going to be just a generic platformer stage. Just smaller projects for a while is the smart move to build that resume for SaruPro and letting that creativity flow without too much burnout. Yeah, I feel like with Epic Scene and Yuki 1, there was just too many things that were not done correctly, and a lot of that is my fault too, because I was the project lead for it and I just didn't know what I was doing. But that's different now. You know, I know what I'm doing now, so it'll be easier to focus on just what we need to do. Depends on how complex we're gonna make it. I've done 5-player Bomberman before, but it was a battle royale style game with enemies, so there was plenty of room for stuff. Yeah, so that's what I was worried about too, is because the Bomberman stage is gonna have enemies that you have to clear to get to the next segment. So it's gonna be like 5 little segments, right? Like 4 or 5 little Bomberman segments. I'm thinking 4, and then with the fifth segment being a boss. And that's where I was thinking about throwing in the girl that looks like the Super Famicom as the boss that you fight for the Bomberman area. Mackenzie says, sorry for asking, how does it feel to make Yuki 2? Like, is it easier now that you're more familiar with the limitations of the PC Engine? Sorry if it sounds weird. Not at all. I think right now I'm only in the planning stages of it, and I've only done a few sprites for the second game. I think it'll be more clear to put everything together than it was for the first game. The first game was just kind of like, we were just throwing ideas. Like, part of it was planned because there was a webcomic and it was kind of like based on it, but it's not like the webcomic had any like stages or things per se, right? Because it was before the video game, so everything that happened in the game happened after the comic. So it was like we were throwing a lot of ideas around. I remember me and Rover would talk for hours just trying to figure out what would work best for certain stages. We would chat for hours on this stuff, and then like we'd work on stuff, and then we'd come back and chat more about it. But we were always talking about Yuki related stuff, except for a time when Rover disappeared for a while for personal reasons. But for the most part, up until that point, we were always communicating about the game. But I feel like it will be, I won't say easier, because it's not going to be easier, I don't think. It will probably be just as hard because of the things that we want to implement. But I feel like it'll be more straightforward, if that makes sense. Elegos, welcome!
What's up, Elegos?
And Panda was eating pizza in the background. Man, Jesse was actually super busy doing like other Yuki related things. At that point, in the beginning, actually no, in the beginning you weren't really doing anything. It wasn't really until we got to the end of the project that you decided to jump in and do stuff. Remember? Because that was when you were like, I hate working at Walmart. Do you remember at that time? And then I was like, well, just quit and then do all this other stuff, because we were getting ready to release the game. Once the Kickstarter stuff happened, that's when Jesse like started doing all the work for our project. Was when we started doing like the Kickstarter. Jesse was pretty much in charge of like the Kickstarter logistics. He was in charge of like the backer kit. He was in charge of like all the shipping stuff, basically all the paperwork related stuff. That was all Jesse's job. I didn't do any of that, which was good. It allowed me to just work on the game, work on getting game related stuff taken care of. So that's why Rover credited Jesse as the executive producer for FX Unit Yuki, and he will likely do all of his same duties and more this time around because, he's already in it.
I feel like I remember panicking because there's so many things to do. I was like, I have no idea what to do. And after I got it, I'm like, oh, this is pretty easy. Now I know what to do.
Yeah, now you know everything.
I know everything.
Yeah, so now it'll be easier to fulfill everything, to get everything done, to get everything made. Fulfillment will be way easier this time around than it was the first time because we didn't know. We didn't know where to source stuff. We didn't know who to reach out to, manufacturing. We didn't know any of that.
The shipping.
Famicom Collecting, welcome. He says, hi, Saru. I'm glad I could make it to this stream. Very cool. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you again. Gleam link for Charm is pinned in the comment. That's right. Oh, we got to do that. Yeah. We're going to do that after we finish. I only have... did I do Saga Monsters?
Yes, you did.
Saga Monsters. There's only one more. The last person.
Gonna check to see if there's any more.
Okay. The Charm giveaway link is at the top, courtesy of Trancer. We're doing a Charm giveaway. You can pick any Charm you want from sarumaru.com if you win. And that's the link up above. Go ahead and click on that. And we'll do the draw here in a bit. Let's see. Always knew you were a boss, Jesse says Shell.
Thank you, Shell.
Yeah, but no more. Okay, cool. Mackenzie says, so you're saying if I make a video game talking about Yuki 2, or a video talking about Yuki 2, will Jesse send me a cease and desist? Yes, DMCAs. Yeah, right. We didn't even bother doing that for people who were like sharing our ROM on sites, because a lot of people were like, oh, these people are sharing your ROM. It's like,
but I would say maybe half of those people who got the ROM bought the game.
Yeah, a lot of people who pirated the game ended up buying it, which was cool because they would play it and then they buy it. And then there's people who complain about not being able to play the Genesis ROM. I remember I was in some video and some person was like, "Oh, this game is crap. I can't even play it on my keg of Fusion or something like that."
So much drama came up too. Remember that one guy?
Well, which one?
The guy who did the whole story.
The Dreamcast Junkyard?
Yeah.
The biggest drama piece.
The biggest drama.
Yeah, a lot of drama came when we made FX Unit Yuki. And I remember being so I was messed up for days. I was messed up because I felt like there were these people attacking our project and I didn't know why. I didn't understand why. And some guy made a slam piece. Some people talk shit about it, other programmers, other PC Engine programmers. I won't say who because we actually talk now, but back then, for some reason, I guess he hated me. Those of you who know who I'm talking about. Rover knows especially. But I didn't understand it. I don't know why. I thought me and this programmer were cool, and then we went to make our game, and then they decided that they were not cool with us, and they were not cool with the idea of us doing a Kickstarter because everyone else decided that they were putting out their games on their own. But I didn't want our homebrew to be a simple homebrew, right? I wanted our game to be a good game. And in the end, it turned out, we put our efforts together. We had money to pay people to do stuff. And I think that shows. It shows. Let's see here. Please don't come to my house, Jesse. I don't have many snacks I can offer, but my small bag of cheesies.
Ooh, I love
cheesies or what are the Canadian? Oh, was it Canadian? Not Canadian. They were from the UK. Remember those rings? What are those rings called?
Oh yeah,
those are pretty good.
Yeah. Matthew Roach knows.
Yeah, Matthew Roach would know. What are those ring ones?
What they were.
I don't know why it reminded me of that. Pandas are meanier than Nintendo lawyers, says Matthew Roach. Rover says a game worth pirating is a game worth playing. Yeah, and a lot of people ended up buying it, which was cool. Hula hoops. Is that what they're called? They're called hula hoops?
Hula hoops, yes.
Okay.
It was.
I don't remember what they're called at all. If there's a way, Jesse's goons will find a way, says Shell. Okay, there was one last one, by the way. For those of you coming in, if you want, feel free to chime in on what your rarest game or most expensive game in your collection is, if you want, in the chat. But last week we had asked you guys what the most rare or expensive game was in your collection. The very last one is a person named Jan. He answered on Twitter, and this person answered with Bonk3CD. Is that right? Is that the right name, Jan? Was that their Twitter name?
Yeah. That was
okay.
Twitter name. Yep.
Their Twitter name was just Jan? Like, is it at Jan?
Yep.
I find that hard to believe.
What do you mean?
So on Twitter, did you get that from Twitter?
No, yeah, they put the real name. I wasn't sure.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well, usually I just do like the username, just we do on YouTube.
I did it the last second.
So yeah, this person said Bonk3CD. This was the only answer I got on Twitter because this is the first time we ever tried doing it outside of the Gleam link. Normally we do the answers on Gleam. So we're also doing SARUSHOW every other week now because I'm going to start taking Saturdays to work on video content because I've recorded a lot of stuff and I just need to put those into videos. So I'm going to start taking Saturdays to do videos for the channel as well, just so I can catch up. And then maybe once I catch up, we can go back to a weekly basis. But for now, we're going to do every other week. So the next SARUSHOW will be in not next Saturday, but the Saturday afterwards. So 2 weeks from today. That'll also give people to answer the weekly question, more time to answer the weekly question. Let's see here. Cello says, hey, SaruMaro, Jesse, and chat. What's up, Cello? Jello, welcome. Welcome to the most famous Jello of all of YouTube's. Long time no see. How you been, Cello? How you doing? How's it going? And let us know what your rarest and or most expensive game is in your collection. If anyone in the chat wants to answer, go ahead and do so. We are soon going to do the Gleam link for the charm giveaway. You guys can pick whichever charm you want on sarumaru.com, courtesy of Transfer. So, was Yuki the Cinderella of her story, Shell? What are you guys talking about? Hula is the ugly sister of Yuki? I just saw that. I'm like, wait a minute, I missed something. That's hilarious. But yeah, that was the last answer. We got 13 answers this week. Next week's question, which we don't know where we're gonna put it. We're gonna figure out a new way because Gleam kind of sucks. But what was next week's question? By the way,
we're gonna do it. We'll send it out Monday because it's gonna be 2 weeks from now. So
I know, but didn't we talk about what we want to do?
Yes.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it was
you want to do guilty pleasure next? I think the next SARUSHOW, which will be in 2 weeks from today, will be what is your guilty pleasure game. Don't answer here. We're gonna do a link thing. I'll post it in the community tab here on YouTube where you guys can go and answer because the way we did it this week kind of sucks for people who don't want their answers to be seen until we read them, and I didn't realize that when I changed it from the Gleam last week.
You missed Matthew's question.
Oh, I missed Matthew. Let's go back. So last week we asked you guys. Yeah, I did. Okay. Last week we asked you guys what is the most rare or expensive game in your collection. Matthew says, as for the rarest game, I don't really have any, and I don't have any games from when I was a kid. That would be considered to be too expensive right now. I have gotten games in the past couple of years that are cost me a pretty penny to have them in my collection, like Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Really? I would have thought that you had some other rare stuff. It doesn't have to be retro. Do you have any new things? Because like I forgot to grab. I have Fox and Forests on the Switch, which I think is rare now. I have a rare Switch game. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be old either. Did I miss mine? Yes, Corbin, yours was like the very second one we read. You were like number 2. Way at the beginning. At the beginning. I forget. And then we started talking about it. You talked about Sin and Punishment. We started talking about Sin and Punishment.
There's the Gleam link for the Gachapon.
Just woke up when you yelled Matthew Roach's name. Were you sleeping? With headphones on? Or did you just happen to hear that? Persona 2 is fucking expensive. Persona P2P is also really expensive, right? P3P, P2P. P3P is expensive. P3PO. Let's see here. Let's go to another. Let's do this one. This is a good one.
Lower down first.
This is a good one. It's good. Let's go to... Let's see. Cello says, my rarest game, in my opinion, is my copy of the new Friday the 13th game signed by all of the developers. That's awesome. That's another thing too. Like, if you have a game that is like signed by people, like, I think that automatically creates a rarity for that thing, because how many copies are there going to be that are signed by whoever is making said game, right? Like in Cello's case, that is something that, while the game, I don't know what the rarity of the actual game is, getting a game that's signed by people who were in the game makes it pretty freaking rare. The PSP ones aren't too expensive. I checked for the first video specifically. Oh, really? What is P3P going for now? Corbin says it's probably Final Fantasy 6 box signed by Yoshitaka Amano. Nice! Let's see here. New link. New link? Is that a different link?
Yep.
Why? What happened?
The other one wasn't working.
Oh no! Alright, there's the charm link. Did you change it here too?
I did, yeah.
Okay. There's a link for the charm giveaway. Apparently it wasn't working, said Jesse. So, we did it again. So, we'll give everyone a few minutes
We'll just wait until we just do those.
Yeah, we'll give everyone some time. And then I can go ahead and show off some of the rare ones in my collection. At least with the retro ones. I don't know what new ones that I have now that are rare. I can't think of any other than Fox and Forests, I think it's called. I believe the physical is rare. Let's see here. Love this track much better than the game itself. I know, this is like the best part of this game, is this track, right? It's so good. Mackenzie says, I have a copy of FX Unit Yuki signed by the creator and another person named Panda. Hopefully I will get to see what they look like one day. I heard that they're very mysterious. They're hiding behind avatars. Alright, let's go ahead and show you guys the games that at least I think are rare that are in my collection. It might not be all of them, but it's a good number of them.
Say all your neo-geo games.
I know. No, there's one. I was looking for
Ironclad?
Ironclad. There you are. Oh, move that. I don't want to smash it. Alright. So, I guess I'll start with the oldest ones. I don't think Lunar is rare. Is Lunar rare? Is this rare?
I thought it was pretty rare.
I don't think this isn't rare, is it? Lunar? I don't think so. I don't think that's rare. Lunar. I don't think Lunar is rare.
I have a ninja cop favorite.
This is the fake sapphire. Fake sapphire. Alright, well, I guess we'll start off with...
Lunar is very expensive. Is expensive.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I think, is that my original receipt?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got mine...
No, that's from 2016?
2015, it says. Do you guys want to see what I paid for it? That's what I paid for it. That's why I didn't think it was, I didn't think it was rare. But that's what I paid for my copy of Lunars. This one I think is pretty rare, right? US copy of Popful Mail. I guess we'll start with this one. I think this might be my oldest rare game, maybe, possibly. I don't remember, but yeah, Lunar, Popful Mail, 43 for Lunar is very nice price. How about Rarest Peripheral? Ooh, I don't know. I don't really have anything in the way of peripherals. I only have like normal controllers and.
Master says Popful Mail goes for around $600.
Damn, really? I paid about $100 for my copy of it, but I also got this copy back in 2015, and it's complete copy from 2015. I don't know if this one had variants like other Working Designs games, but that one is probably my oldest Here's another one that is now pretty rare nowadays. This is Koryun for the PC Engine. Koryun for the PC Engine, I would say, is pretty rare now. And I did pay I paid like 150 for the Hue card alone. And then I got the manual from Sci-Fic. He gave me a free manual. But this one was originally just the Hue card. And I think I paid like 150 for the Hue card alone. Or something. Up to. Let's see here. Corbin says the rarest peripheral I have is the original Famicom light gun complete in box. That's cool. Unfortunately, I can't use it because I don't have a working Famicom. Oh no. That is cool though. Very nice. Cello says, I had that Fox and Forest game too that you're talking about. Says Cello. Yeah, I think it's rare now, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's rare game now. If you have the physical one. I think it's rare. You don't have to do that.
Oh.
You just left it. Yeah. Because again, it's right there. But, yeah, Koryun now goes for quite a bit of moolah. This is one of my favorites on the PC Engine. I really like it. Alright, another one on the PC Engine. And this one was one that was, I think, my rarest game in my collection for a very long time. Is, Galaxy Space Police Sapphire. And for the longest time, it was also the most I had paid for any one single game. And just thinking about how much I paid for it still kind of hurts to think about. But yeah, because I paid a lot for this one. But I wanted it. I wanted a real copy in my collection. And here's you can tell, like, here's the bootleg of it. Bootleg, original. The bootleg is like, you can tell it's a booty boot, a booty. But I paid after shipping like $500, and I bought it from a collector who was replacing all of his PC Engine games with new and sealed games. He goes by the name of Kisaku. He was the person who sold me my copy of Sapphire for the PC Engine. Alright, those are my PC Engine rares. I might have others. I can't think of it right now. Let's see here. Here's another one. This is my only rare Super Famicom game that I own. Everything else is ultra common. This is the only one that is not for the Super Famicom. I think this is my only... Pretty sure this is my only rare game. Well... There's also this, but I think this is more rare. I'm pretty sure this is more rare than Kiki Kai Kai. So I'm gonna say this is my only rare game on Super Famicom, which is based on an anime by the same name, Iria, or Zayram, the animation. Maybe use booty as the murder weapon. But hey, sorry, you got the Inahatoba Vimamona guitar. Is it? I didn't pay a lot for my copy of it. But yeah, I do have that. It's still here. Ihatobo Monogatari. I got this for like $50 maybe. Shipped. So I didn't pay a lot for this one. But I'm trying to find a day when I can start getting into that game. I wouldn't say, is this game elusive? Is it really? I don't know anything about its rarity. Or if people even know about it. There is the land of Ihatobo. Ihatobo is basically just like a super... How do you say? Like a fictional version of Iwate Prefecture in Japan. And this is... Kenji Miyazawa is a person, I think that's supposed to be Kenji Miyazawa right there. He was a famous writer and poet, like in the late 1800s. A lot of stuff was based on him, but I don't think this game is rare. I don't think. Aquaman is pretty bad. Sorry for the weird question. Do you have a rare game that you think is terrible? One game in my GameCube collection is Aquaman. It's pretty rare, but I don't recommend anyone playing it. I don't have any games that I think are particularly terrible. I do have a game that's super rare that I don't care about, and only bought it because I felt the burning urge to finish my collection, but I don't care about it. I think some of you might already know what that game is, but I'll show you guys here in a minute what it is. I first heard about this game on SNES Drunk Channel. Really? Interesting. Action 52. Our friend's dad worked on Action 52. We have a friend whose dad worked on it. And he could care less about it, though. He's not really like a gamer per se, like a retro gamer. Like he plays like new games, like PC games. And it's weird because we're like almost... He's Jesse's age, right?
Yeah.
He's about your age. He's not that young, but he's not that old. But his dad worked on Action 52. The makers of Breath of the Wild said that they used the satellite image to design Breath of the Wild map and introduce satellite image of Kyoto. Interesting. Interesting. Why is this here randomly?
Oh, it's just right there.
Ah, speaking of Mori Hatobo, I have the soundtrack. I bought this. This one was a fairly recent acquisition. Was the soundtrack for this game. I think I got it for like $20. $20. I say fairly recent, in the last couple years, maybe last 2 years. All right. And here's the game that I said was rare that I have in my collection that I needed to get, that I don't particularly care about, and I only needed it to finish my collection. And this is Big Tournament Golf. This actually might be the single most expensive game in my collection. Perhaps. I think. I'm not sure. But I believe this might be my most expensive game in terms of value now. But I also did pay more for this game than I ever wanted to pay for a golf game. And it still kind of hurts to think about it. Like I have buyer's remorse, but at the same time, I don't, because it was one of the last few games I needed for my neo-geo, for my complete Japanese set. But at the same time, I'm like, it was so much money. But yeah, I paid $450 for this game, and it hurts to think about it. On the Queen! Oh, I forgot about Magical Chase. This one is not super rare. Well, kind of. Maybe. I don't know. I think PC Engine version is kind of rare. Not ultra rare, kind of rare. TurboGrafx 16 version obviously is super rare and worth tens of thousands of dollars. This one is maybe worth a few hundred now. Nothing like the US version. But I do have it, and this is the PALSoft variant of it, which I believe is the more sought after variant. I'm sorry, not the PALSoft. The PC Engine Fan. This is the PC Engine Fan version of it, which was two different versions of it. The other rare Neo Geo CD game, and I don't know which one is more expensive in terms of current value, because again, I didn't pay like current value prices for these games. This is Chotetsu Burikinga. This is otherwise known as Ironclad Brickinger. Chotetsu Super Iron Brickinger, which is the name of this little robot thing. I guess they're called Brickingers. And those guys, these little guys. And I remember, like, I bought this game for well under what it was going for at the time, like 300 and something. I think like $350 at the time, and I wouldn't get it for like 2 or 3 months after I bought it.
We were shitting bricks.
And yeah, I was like, oh god, I hope I didn't fucking buy a fake game. Dude, I was so scared that I bought a fake version of this game, because there was like fake, like really bad fakes going around, right? And no, it ended up being the real deal. Oh, I love this track. This is the best track in this game. This music is so good. All the other music in this game is kind of blah. But this track is like one of my favorite tracks. It's so good. But yeah, for the longest time I thought I bought a fake version of this game. It finally got here. It was real. I was happy.
Because there's no pictures of it, huh?
There were pictures, but they were like small, like really badly taken like JPEG images of it. And so we were like, oh man, this is going to be a freaking like a fake game. Because there were, I don't remember, I think Reluctant Hero bought a Neo Geo game that was fake. And I was scared. I was scared it was going to be a fake like that. Like some like pressed fake. So I was scared. So here's a question. Since you have all of them, what is your most recommended Neo Geo CD game? Out of all of them, if we're talking about like Neo Geo CD only that didn't come out on other things, I would say this one, Ironclad. But I also really like Shmups. If we're talking about Neo Geo CD games in general, because you can play pretty much all the Neo Geo library on like regular stuff.
Andrew Dunos. Was that a release?
Yeah, Andrew Dunos was aftermarket release. It wasn't an officially. I'm sorry. It is officially licensed, but it was released after the system's life cycle. So it's a licensed game. That was Josh Prod's first release, actually. Bitter Almonds was Andrew Dunos. Andrew Dunos was the very first Josh Prod game before they started calling themselves Josh Prod, and before they started calling themselves Pixel Heart. Polestar, yeah, Polestar is another really great one. Socket Monsters that Matthew just mentioned. Polestar's a great one. Pretty much like a lot of them are shmups. Polestar. Let's see, Brickinger or Ironclad. Blazing Star is not on the Neo Geo CD. That's MVS and MVS AS only. Was there AS also? But yeah, it wasn't on CD, sadly. But yeah, Blazing Star is awesome. Blazing Star is cool. But yeah, that one didn't come out. Didn't come out, unfortunately. This one was an exclusive Neo Geo CD, and it's excellent. I love this game. It's really good. There were a number of Neo Geo CD exclusives, like Samurai Spirits Bushido Retsuden, which is the Samurai Showdown RPG. That one was also a Neo Geo CD exclusive. It would later get ported to other things, but there are things that are only available on the Neo Geo CD version, like the appearance of Iori and Kyo in the Neo Geo CD version. Bonus! Yeah, that's from Blazing Star. What about Shock Troopers? Cart only, I think, right? Yep. Sadly, Shock Troopers was cart only, which is sad. Last Resort. Yeah, Last Resort's good. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's too hard. Graphically, it's really nice. It's one of the earlier Neo Geo CD games. So if you're playing it on real hardware, it's a single load. Another Neo Geo CD game, Socket Monsters, that I really like is Top Hunter, Roddy and Kathy. Top Hunter is a lot of fun. It's like a platformer with the multi-plane system of Fatal Fury. Like Fatal Fury had like that multi-plane system, and Top Hunter also does as well. So it's a platformer that you can jump like to a background plane or a foreground plane, and it's executed really well. Like there's other games that do it, but just to do it, right? Like just to let you go foreground and background. I feel like in Top Hunter, it's executed a lot better because there's like up areas and down areas, and it's a lot of fun. You could also play that on MVS, like it's an MVS game as well. It's just one of the cheaper Neo Geo CD games, I think. Or it used to be, I don't know now, but it used to be one of the cheaper Neo Geo CD games. But it's a good one. Let me show you what it looks like. Top Hunter. Top Hunter. There it is.
Should I jump into it? It says Socket Monsters?
Yeah, I think you should check it out.
Last Resort says Matthew Roach.
Especially if you're not a big fan of shmups or you're not that great at shmups, this is one that is a straight platformer. That's a lot of fun. I love this game.
Mutation Nation did not come out on any other systems, did it?
No, Mutation Nation was just neo-geo, AES, MVS, and CD. And the CD version of Mutation Nation is great, by the way, too. If you like beat 'em ups, it's a good one. Another good beat 'em up for the Neo Geo CD is Robo Army. Robo Army is also a lot of fun if you're into beat 'em ups. Let's see if I can grab that one. Robo.
neo-geo CDs have exploded in price in my area, probably because the cartridges can be very unaffordable. Says,
Yeah. I think also just after the pandemic, stuff just became really expensive.
oh, I know another game we have on the Sega 7 that's rare.
What?
The one with the Three Wonders.
Is it rare now? I don't think it's super
No?
rare. Yeah, I don't think it's super rare. Burning Rangers is rare though. We had that.
Burning
Rangers is rare. I think
This one.
no, the one that says Burning Rangers. See the big BR on the thing? It's BR, big red BR.
Sorry, the light is like hitting.
Oh, okay.
The light is like.
Anyhow, Robo Army is a really fun game. Here's another one. I think this one is rare now too, which is weird because you could get this game so cheap for forever, $50 all day, every day for the longest time. But I think it's a rare one now. But yeah, you should definitely check out Top Hunter. It's not the rarest game, so if you're looking to pick up the CD, I think the CD is still pretty accessible. Yeah, you can lower it. The rest of the music's kind of just ambient stuff. Mackenzie says, Neo Geo CD games have exploded in price in my area, probably because cartridges can be very unaffordable. I think Neo Geo CD has gone up crazy in general. I'm not sure what it's attributed to. I think the pandemic, maybe. Probably a lot of people wanting to get on the Poly Mega. Probably some asshole streaming Neo Geo CD on the Poly Mega made it super expensive. People say a certain quick loading of Last Blade on something called a Poly Mega caused the Neo Geo CD games to increase dramatically in price.
That a-hole.
That a-hole, whoever made that video, what a jerk.
What a jerk.
Charlie Ward is here. He says, I've always wondered why no YouTuber channel has ever had a discussion on surpassed games. What does that mean?
Hello, Charlie.
An example, games that are good or bad, etc., but are totally surpassed by sequels or other games. That is an interesting topic. Matthew says, by a certain Japanese word for monkey. Round monkey. Specifically the round ones. Mackenzie says, I saw Burning Rangers in a store in my area. It was $900. Oh my god. Has it gone up that much? Is it Metal Slug?
Yep.
Cool. What a dick, says Romer. CBL says, if I find that YouTuber, I'll dislike and report. What's up, CBL? How you doing?
Time to go to bed. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, Randrick.
Good night, Randrick. Thanks for stopping in. Welcome in, CBL. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see here. Saru D. Luffy up there. This is Saga Monsters. A perfect example I'd give is Streets of Rage 1. I love it nostalgically, but it's pointless, I feel. Yeah, Streets of Rage 2, like, was so much better, right? I don't know. I still have a thing for Streets of Rage 1. I still really like it. I used to play so much of Streets of Rage 1 on the Game Gear, even though the Game Gear one is even worse, right? It still had, like, those, like, memorable tunes, and you got to use Blaze. Blaze was my favorite. But, yeah. I do get it, though. Streets of Rage 2 is like... Streets of Rage 2, I feel like, is one of the best, like, beat-em-ups from back in the day, I feel. Blaze is waifu. She is. She's great. I love Blaze. CBL says, been good. Thanks for asking. Was exercising earlier while listening to the show and having some ramen. Now while you keep me entertained. I want ramen. What kind of ramen did you have? I love ramen. Man, I haven't had, like, good ramen in a while. The last place I had really good ramen was from Mexico. We had ramen. It was good. I missed the ramen. Toby, ¿qué onda? Toby, ¿cómo estás? Buenas noches. ¿Qué tal? Bienvenido al canal. Bienvenido. CBL said just some basic chicken ramen. Ah, okay. So like Maruchan stuff. Hey, that stuff can be good. I feel like, however, we have the lighting right now is really good.
I know, it is.
I feel like...
Never again.
I know, because we always move stuff. We never keep stuff in... Because this one is like some percentage yellow, right? And white, and then that one's all white. I feel like that's like the magic combination. Vengo llegando de la fiesta, carnal. ¿Cuál fiesta? ¿Cuál fiesta? ¿Qué tomaste? ¿Qué comiste? Dime todo. Está chingona tu gorra. ¿Verdad que sí? We were just talking about Streets of Rage. Acabamos hablando de Streets of Rage. Hey, basic ramen sometimes fills that void, that need for ramen. It fills the ramen hole, the ramen need. All right, and I think that was all my rares. Oh no, I forgot one. Ah, fuck, because I destroy it. Here is the last one. This one here is Magic Knight Rare. That's all. Working Designs always did a good job with like the manuals, because like the manuals like all like embossed and stuff. And earlier, at one point, I was trying to collect all of the rares, but I didn't get them all. So I ended up just keeping the Foo disc. I had them all at one point, because I had Foo, and then I got Umi, and then I took Umi back for Radiant Silvergun. I ended up really disliking Radiant Silvergun, so I took it back, and I got Castlevania, the Saturn Castlevania Symphony of the Night instead, which I still have. And then I was like, I'm going to try to buy them all again. So I went back and I bought a used copy of Magic Knight Rare Earth, and it ended up being the Hikaru disc. And then I ended up taking that back and trading it for some other Saturn game. Software Etc. was the only place in town that you can go and just buy Saturn games at the mall. It was the coolest fucking thing. So sometimes I couldn't afford to buy new games. I'd take other games back. Like I took back that and something else, and I'd get like another new Saturn game. I think at the time I bought the Real Bout collection. So I took Ray Earth, the Hikaru disc back, along with something else, and I ended up getting the Real Bout's Fatal Fury collection on Saturn. Let's see here. Nice game art. ¿Verdad que sí? That cover. Charlie says, do you also find that a lot of our nostalgia goes back to the soundtracks of games, especially games that are clearly surpassed by a gameplay perspective? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's the soundtrack that does it for a game almost entirely for me, right? Like, I'll have a game that I only kind of like, but I remember it for its really great soundtrack. So yeah, in a lot of cases, it's like that. Voltage Fighter Gao Kaiser for the neo-geo CD is one of those cases. I will go back and play that game because I absolutely love the neo-geo CD soundtrack, but I feel like the game totally sucks. Magic Designs, or Working Designs maybe, did a wonderful job with their games on the Saturn. Part of me still saddened though Sega of America got Magic Designs to release Sega Ages Volume 1. Sega America gave up. Oh, okay, maybe I don't know what Magic Designs is. I'm not familiar with whatever Magic Designs is. By the way, nice artwork. Is that the character from the Rare PC Engine game? Yes, that is a chibi of Sapphire. I don't know why I made her face so ridiculous. Usually my chibis, I don't know. It was a vibe I was feeling with her face. Now that I look at it, I'm like, man, her face is ridiculous. I do that a lot with Master System games. I can't stop playing a lot of crappy SMS games just for the bad nostalgia I have for the music. What you don't love? Voltage Fighter Gao Kaiser Anime Saru? Ugh. That anime was so hard to watch. It was hard to watch. Like, it started off kind of good, right? Like, it was really fan servicey, and I was like, okay, whatever, fan servicey is expected, right? But then it got to the part where there's like the brother and the sister, and then you're like, those brother and sister are really close to each other. And then you figure out that they're boning, and I'm like, oh, gross. Ew. Let's see, todavía ya me dijo Nacho que el evento es el 29 y el 30 de abril. Ok. Ok, porque anoche, ¿hablaste con él hoy? Porque anoche él pasó por Twitch y dijo que todavía no sabía. Le voy a tener que preguntar. A ver si no me ignora. Mira, estoy usando mi playera de Tibu News. Sorry meant Working Designs. They deserve a ton of gratitude for releasing those Saturn games. I think they were the only publisher releasing Saturn games in North America in 1998. Yeah, I believe their last Sega Saturn release was Magic Knight Ray Earth, and they had a lot of problems with Magic Knight Ray Earth. And then I believe Sega's last release was Burning Rangers. Burning Rangers was the last Sega released Saturn game. Hablé con él el jueves. Con Lex. Geppy X is the game where the anime music just elevates everything. Yes, I agree with you, Socket Monsters. Geppy X is another game where the gameplay is kind of... Because honestly, Geppy X, I would say the gameplay is very basic, right? Like very basic shooter gameplay. But the cutscenes and the music make the game, in my opinion. But gameplay-wise, could have been better, I think. Sticks is here. What's up, Sticks? He says, Cannon Spike is my rarest game, I think. We sold that one. I had that Dreamcast. I think I put it on Whatnot. I Whatnot all of my Dreamcast games. Because I started collecting Japanese versions. So all of my... Almost... I think I still have some loose discs that I need to Whatnot. That reminds me, we need to do another Whatnot stream.
We do.
Soon. I keep forgetting.
Maybe next week?
Yeah, I think next Thursday we'll do a Whatnot stream. We'll come back next Thursday on Whatnot to do a stream. I forgot all about it with all my Mexico stuff. Con Nachito. ¿Quién es Nachito? No sé quién es Nachito. I wish Cannon Spike got re-released with a modern control system, dual analog stick shooter. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I like how it plays now. It's fine, but yeah, if they're gonna change it. Are you selling stuff on Whatnot? Yes, next Thursday I'm gonna do a Whatnot stream. Todos los jueves antes que fui a México vendía cosas casi cada jueves. Ya vendí un chingo de mis juegos originales, como vendí muchas cosas de Sega Mega Drive, de Nintendo Switch, de Master System. Vendimos como 20 Master System ya. Varios Sega Dreamcast, casi toda mi colección de Dreamcast. Discos americanos de Estados Unidos. Varias cosas ya vendimos. Nachito es el hermano del... ¡Ah! Sí, ok.
Sí,
yo no lo conocí fuimos a comer con él. Yo no lo conocí por Nachito. Ajá, fui a comer con él y su esposa. No me recuerdo... se me olvidó su nombre. No sabía que le decían Nachito. Ok.
Sogman says, why not them over to me so I stop buying $400 worth of worthless cards.
We'll stop by on Thursday. We'll do one on Thursday. Ignacio.
Así.
Ese era el...
Yo tengo un primo, se llama Ignacio.
Ignacio, ajá, Ignacio. No,
o Nacho.
No sabía que... Oh, eso así se dice. Ajá. Ignacio es Nacho.
Nacho, ajá.
No sabía. Creo que esas son cosas que solo mexicanos saben, ¿verdad? Esos nombres. Poco a poco estoy aprendiendo. Me quiero convertir en un mexicano. ¿Es posible? ¿Me puedo convertir? ¿Se puede comprar una tarjeta oficial? Ya que aprenda suficiente cosas de México, puedo comprar una tarjeta, un certificado que dice que soy oficialmente mexicano. No sé si es posible.
Sorry, can speak more languages.
I wish.
Guess Energy kicked my ass this week. Oh man, that's hard. I guess Energy suck it.
Are you speaking Spanish, Saru? Yes. So we went to like I'm trying to learn I'm trying to improve my Spanish. I think my Spanish got way better the last the 2 months that I spent in Mexico really helped, right? Because I was just speaking Spanish everywhere you went, because almost everywhere everyone spoke Spanish. So I Saru cock, or is that a chicken? Sorry, chicken. I was learning. I was not learning. I was practicing Spanish pretty much almost the entire time. Same thing with Jesse. I think Jesse's Spanish also got better.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
While we were there. Let's see here. Yeah, Saru sold quite a lot of things on. I've sold a shit ton of stuff on Whatnot. Whatnot pretty much paid for our Mexico trips. Mexico.
¿Cómo te llamas para decirle tu nombre de cariño?
¿Cómo te llamas para decirte tu nombre de cariño? No sé, no creo que hay uno para... Mi nombre es David, mi nombre de verdad. Pero nadie me dice David, todo el mundo en inglés me dicen DJ. Aquí en la casa me dicen DJ. My parents call me DJ, everyone calls me DJ. And then everyone on the internet calls me Saru. On the internet I am Saru. In real life I am DJ. Y pues en español es David. Mi nombre es my name is David John. That's why people call me DJ, because my name is David John. So yep, everyone's just called me DJ my whole life, and Saru on the internet. En México le decimos David, como en inglés a los David. Ah, ¿en serio? ¿No se les dice David? Como la mamá de Jesse me dice David, porque es más fácil decir David que DJ, ¿verdad? DJ no suena bien en español. Si yo conozco a alguien que me dice, ¿cómo te llamas? Le digo, cuando preguntando mi nombre, solo digo que es David. Saru mero. Pero pues en el internet solamente Saru. Saru. Are you gonna open that? Or are you just waving your snacks around? You can have snacks. Formal es David. Pues no sabía. No sabía que solamente se pronuncia David. David. En México les decía... Okay, wait. This is not real life. Starts questioning my existence. Is this the real life? David Jones Monkey. I guess in Spanish it would be David Juan. Right? John is Juan, ¿verdad? Así se llama mi papá. Mi papá se llama Juan. Por eso creo que yo soy John. Pero me recuerdo la historia. Me dice mi papá que él quería que en mi certificado de nacimiento leyera David Juan, pero mi mamá no quiso Juan. Y dijo que John era el ¿cómo se dice? How do you say compromise? ¿El compromiso?
Compromiso, I think.
¿Así se dice?
No, compromiso es... Excuse
no
me?
Compromiso. How do you say, like, it was the next best thing for my dad was John on the birth certificate. Entry Gaming, hello, this is Juan from Entry Gaming.
What's up, Entry Gaming?
What's up, John from Entry Gaming? Long time no see. How you been? John? What are you up to? Los pollos hermanos. Los pollos hermanos. I don't know why that's making me laugh. De acuerdo. Entry Gaming. What is up, John? How you doing? All right. Did everyone get a chance to enter the charm giveaway?
Yeah.
By the way, that link up at the top, that's the charm giveaway. We're going to do it here. What time is it? In 1 minute. We'll do it in a minute. At 15 after, we'll do it. So if you didn't enter it, now's the time. You have seconds. Working tonight. Fun. Have you heard of YouTube channel Caterpie Crew. Cat RP Crew. They are big gaming resellers who mentioned Whatnot. Interesting. No, I've never heard of them.
Los Pollos Hermanos, the Soggy Monsters.
I know, I laughed at that. We haven't done a Whatnot in like 3 months. It's been a while. Not since our first Mexico trip. But we want to go again, so it's time to start selling some stuff to fund some more trips. That's how we fund our trips, is Whatnot. So we need to sell some more stuff on Whatnot. And Caterpie, that's how I read it. Cat RP, like the Pokemon. Yeah, I need to do a Whatnot stream. It says Intrigue Game and what you selling? What you selling? What are you selling? Cat RP is chase after the right price second channel. Chase after the right price second channel. Ah, okay. I guess that's what that acronym is. It's an acronym for chase after the right price. Not familiar.
Says, yeah, I need to do a Whatnot stream.
Everything cartridge, except GBA. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I'll have to pop in. You'll have to let me know. There's some carts that you have that I might want. I'll have to pop in. Even though, like, the stuff that I'm selling, though, is most of, like, my North American stuff. And I'm buying, like, the cheaper Japanese variants of stuff. Like, man, some of those Dreamcast stuff that I sold went for some good prices. And I just bought, like, the Japanese variant, and that was good enough for me. Popping in.
Wink.
Just a tip. Do you think people will buy my soul on Whatnot? It will be just a piece of paper that says Mackenzie sold, like Bart did in The Simpsons. I might buy your soul just to keep it around. You never know. You never know when you'll need someone's innocent soul.
Gachapon is closed.
All right.
I mean, Gachapon for
the charm giveaway. Charm giveaway time. Trade it for Pogs. Alf Pogs.
They're back.
¿Ya cómo? Él va a vender su... How do you say soul in Spanish?
Soul?
Yeah.
Espíritu?
Su espíritu. Va a vender su espíritu. I don't know.
Is that soul?
¿Te va a dar un certificado?
No, espíritu is ghost, I think.
¿Quién se recuerda de Alf? Alf tenía un juego. You guys remember the Master System game for Alf? Alf had a Master System. Alma, that's what it is. Alma.
Okay.
Yeah, su alma. Va a vender su alma. Y tal vez se lo compro. Alma is soul.
I hope a whale comes around one day and buys you out to the socket. When is alma? Alma is soul. Okay.
All right. So Mackenzie's gonna sell his soul on Whatnot. So everyone remember that. All right.
Okay. The winner for the
charm giveaway.
It's Randrick.
Randrick! Oh no!
Went to bed.
Oh no! Did he go to bed? Is he? What is he? Is he Pring Club?
Yeah, he's Pring Club Plus, so we'll give it to him.
We'll give it to him. Normally we only do that if you're elite.
But it's for the Gachapon.
But it's for that's for Gachapon.
Yeah,
You're right.
Gachapon,
That's for Gachapon. I'm dumb. All right, Randrick. Randrick is the winner. Woohoo, Randrick. Randrick, you have won. We'll let him know in the Discord that he's won. And then he can pick a charm. He can pick whatever he wants. Congratulations to Randrick. Thank you to Transfer for making that charm giveaway possible.
Thank you, Transfer.
Transfer never wants the charm. We give it away. And he always donates towards the cause. But yeah, these are our charms.
There's a lot more on the side if you want to show.
There's a Transfer. I know Transfer is on probably almost all of these, huh? Oh, there's a whole box. But yes, you can pick...
It's mine.
Can you put that elsewhere? Alright, so I know it's yours. We do these charms. We have all these different charms. Ninja Turtles charms. We get people like Transfer always donates to the cause to have it made. Almost always got Transfer is almost on all of them. But yep, you can get these on SaruMaru.com. Randrick, you know the drill. You can pick any charm you want. For the rest of you, you guys can get these charms. These were a hit in Mexico, by the way. We took these to Mexico, and at the beginning, it's all we sold. People didn't even give a shit about our game until Artemio Artemio started telling people about our game, and then people started stopping by. But when we first got to the show, we weren't selling any games. We were selling a ton of these guys. We were selling charms. Charms were selling like crazy at the show. It was awesome. People were stopping by and they were buying those charms. Quiero llaveros.
Thank you, Matthew Roach, for linking the SaruPro.com. You can buy the keychains right there too.
Bueno, Tober, dime cuál quieres y yo te lo entrego cuando vayan a México. A la próxima. Se lo dejo en la tienda de Lex. Se lo dejo en la tienda de Lex. Para ti.
Make that money wherever you can. So, the socket, have you seen Streets of Rage charms? Have you done any of the Streets of Rage charms?
Yes.
I love Axel, Blaze, and Adam.
We're doing a Blaze is coming. We have a Blaze coming. A Blaze is coming. A Mega Drive is coming. Hopefully next week. If not next week, the week after. It just depends. But we have a Blaze charm coming. Excuse me. We have a Mega Drive charm coming. All of the charms. Many charms. Coming, you guys. The PC Engine, PC FX Unit Yuki y The Ghost and Goblins. Las de PC Engine, creo que esas ya se agotaron todas hace muchísimo. Oh, no, aquí hay uno. Aquí hay uno. Engine Kun. Engine Kun. Y Yuki. Te los aparto ahora, porque si no... Huh. That's interesting. I thought these were all sold out, pero aparentemente no. Yo pensé que estos se habían agotado todos, pero estos son diferente calidad. Las de Yuki tenemos diferentes versiones, como deja bro este.
We always keep two aside.
Este es un llavero, estos son los de la mejor calidad. Son los llaveros porque son de dos lados. Y después los charms, esas son la diferencia. Los charms son solo de un lado. A ver si tengo uno sin que abrir acá. Y los charms se parecen así como este. Son solo de un lado y vienen así. Es la diferencia de los charms y los keychains. These are the difference. Basically, the keychains, keychain differences.
Tobe dice, guárdamelos, carnal, para cuando vengas.
Ok. Entonces te guardo, era este y el de Yuki.
Charlie Ward says, can you always have previous ones made if ordered is what I mean. How about the charms are? Any old ones you can make? Would you still make them in case if I were to miss out on the first batch?
So the thing with that is that the reason we do charm pulls is because we have to make a certain amount. We can't just do like a one-off on a charm. We always have to order like 20 at a time. So the only way I would redo like an old one, if that anyone missed, is to do another charm pull for it. So that would depend on like the Saru crew. If the Saru crew has any old charms that they missed out on that they would want us to redo, we could do a charm pull for it, but it would be up to the majority of the Saru crew. So it really just depends. It's really everything I do for the Saru crew people. So it really depends on other members of the Saru crew. So if there's one, was there one in particular that you wanted? Because if there was, we could just ask in the Discord if anyone else is missing that charm. I personally think it'll be cool to order like 20 different charms in one go. They have to be this. It has to be the same one. It has to be the same. It has to be the same charm. That's why we do charm pulls for them.
Yeah.
And that's why we do like incentive. Yeah, you can't just order like one, or you can't mix them. It has to be. It has to be 20 of the same kind. For us to do. So that's why I'm saying that, like, if other people were interested in the Saru crew in that same particular charm, then we could say, hey, we're redoing, say, Pothole Mail, right? Like the Pothole Mail charm is gone. But honestly, I want to redraw that. I want to do a new Pothole Mail design charm. But say like the PC Engine one, right? Like I think the one I'm giving, what's his name, might be the last one outside of my copy. Did you put it away already? Did you grab it?
The what?
The PC Engine charm?
No.
Oh, okay. This one, I think this is the last one of this one. So, like, if people wanted more of this, then I would just redo it. If I had enough interest in them. quería Yuki y dijo la de Ghosts and Goblins, ¿verdad?
Oh, Ghosts and Goblins?
Yeah.
Arthur?
Arthur?
Arthur. Yeah.
And then we did some that were only for elite people in the starter crew. So if you were an elite, you got this one. These were specific ones that we only did for elite folk. For elite folk. Ya, no sé si... Ahorita va a revisar Jesse a ver si tenemos la de Arthur. Porque esas son las que llevamos al evento, a Retro Game Fest. Y vendimos un chingo de esos. Pero aquí tengo la de Engine Kun y esta de Yuki. I need more Saru and Panda charms of different designs. We might do one with a panda head one. Ah, sweet. Sí lo tenemos. Boom. Te los guardo. Te los guardo. Tobeder.
Okay.
Esa es Meras y el Arthur. Okay. ¿Cuántos quedan? How many of those Arthurs are left? Panda eating tacos charm. Y tus juegos que andas vendiendo.
Four left.
Okay. I thought we were sold out on them. I guess we have 4 Arthurs left. Which is good. We probably need to update the numbers on the website, by the way. We need to go through all the charms.
Yeah. We sold a lot.
We sold a bunch of the show, and I don't think we reflected that on the website.
No, we haven't.
I don't want someone to buy one that's gone and then be like, ah,
I think we might have like 1 or 2 left of every single one because I left like 2.
like my copies?
Huh?
The copies that I keep for me?
Your copies are right there in the box.
My top 5 would be Rocket Knight, Sparkster, Miles Tells Prower, Ristar, Alex Kidd, Clockwork Knight, Pepperuchu, y tu gorra. Mi gorra es única. Have you made those ones yet? We did a Tails one. We did a mini Tails charm. But we haven't done Ristar, we haven't done Alex Kidd, or Clockwork Knight. I guess we'd have to work it into a show. Yeah. Like maybe we can do like if we do like an Alex Kidd related show. Would anyone be interested in doing a SaruShow all about Alex Kidd? Sega's forgotten mascot.
Panda with an orange face eating Cheetos.
That would be cute. Yeah, the Ghouls and Ghosts one. Did you bring one? I wonder if I have one in here. The Ghouls and Ghosts one is one of my favorites. I think I have one in here.
I would just dump it all over.
I keep one. Ah, here it is. Here's what it looks like outside of the thing. This one is a keychain, so it's got... This one is double-sided. But, I had fun doing this one. I love Arthur.
That looks great.
Why won't you focus? You focusing it? No?
Yeah.
Focus!
I think it's the light.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, well. But yeah, here's the Arthur one.
How
Super
much
cute.
Keychain. It's on the website.
They're on the website. You can just get them on sarumaru.com. Sarumaru.com. You can get them. You
Happy
can get
Gamer says PC Engine sucks, so y'all need to grow up.
Oh my god, are you serious? Happy Console Gamer, how you doing? Speaking of Happy Console Gamer, I have a box I'm putting together for Happy Console Gamer, which has a lot of these guys in it. A lot of random charms. I don't know. I know the ones he wants or he would like specifically. Like he's a big Eastman. I really should do a Tengai Makio one.
You should.
Yeah. I should do a Tengai Makio one. What if I do a Kabuki charm? I think maybe I'll do that one time. I'll do one of Kabuki. But one of these is in Happy Console Gamer's box. I don't know if I gave... Did I give you one of these before? I don't think I did. I think I gave him an 8-all one. But I think I changed the 8-all design too. I believe I gave him an 8-all-1. I don't know if I gave him Athena. There's also one of these guys in there. Right now I'm waiting for apparel. I have apparel coming for Happy Console Gamer. Yeah. But very cool to see Happy Console Gamer in here. Thank you for stopping in. It makes my heart a-flutter whenever I see Happy Console Gamer. Happy Console Gamer is my first retro YouTube channel that I ever subscribed to and followed back in the day. The very, 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 very first. And the only reason he is the first person I followed is because he was the only person on all of the YouTube space talking about PC Engine. The only person back then. Oh, here's a cool one. I'm sure Happy Console Gamer knows what this guy is. Pretty sure he knows. Pretty sure. Here's a Tails one, Charlie Ward, by the way. He's a tiny baby one. A little baby.
VOG for socket.
A little baby. But yeah. Ah, son of a bitch. I dropped the Metroid. What was this for? This one's just a Metroid. This one was a button that fell off?
Yeah, no. This one came without it.
Oh, cool. That's cool. That's cute. He's a fat Metroid. 6 says, didn't you have Blaster Master keychain? Yes.
Yeah.
That one is not here, not done, or not here. It's done. But we have a whole batch of stuff coming. Blaster Master is one of them. Blaster Master, a Mega Drive, tonight's Sapphire, I think we're gonna do, is coming. There's so many charms. This one I think is a recent one. This is Lum from Urusei Yatsura. I love that one so much. The Blaster Master room. This one, I think. I don't know if Johnny of Happy Console Gamer is still here. I think I sent them this one.
Have you made a Valis charm or keychain yet? I know you had stickers, but I wasn't sure.
Yep, we made the whole set. Can you put something? Yep. The whole set of Valis 3 girls. They're not here though. No. Oh wait, here's one. Here's one. I think I see she's the only one. Yeah. Do you mind grabbing them? I did. Let me show you. Here's one of them. Here's Valna. We did all of the Valis girls in the form of keychains. So these are like... We have, sadly, the one that didn't sell is Reiko. I think we're... And we didn't want to sell it as a set because it would be an expensive set, I think. I think Felicia is still coming too. Did Felicia come already? I thought Felicia came already. I have to ask Jesse if it came. I don't remember if that one came or not. Some weird ones that we did that were just not popular, which were things like this, like Arle Naja version of Mado Monogatari, the girl from Puyo Puyo. This one was not a popular one, unfortunately. Just not enough people. Alright.
Which one are you missing? I think that's all, right?
No, there's Valna.
Oh,
this one. Alright, here we go. Here is a Yuko charm. This one is a... Well, not charm. This one is a keychain, actually. Double-sided keychain. That one is Yuko. We did Reiko. We did Cham. And we did Valna as well. So we did pretty much all of the Valis 3 girls. Valis 3, Valis... Well, Reiko is from all the Valises, but... And here are the Valnas. All of the Valnas. Man, look at how many we have. And then we have like 4 Reikos. I knew this was going to happen. We have like 4 Reiko charms. And then we have so many of all the other ones. Surprising? we have less Reikos than we do Valnas. Valna and Cham are... Valna is the least favorite because we have a lot of Valnas. So, yeah. I think no matter which ones are popular or not, they're all beautiful, Saru. To me, I love the care you put into each and every single one of them. Thank you, Mackenzie. I appreciate that. Nomad Gamer says, oh, you. Oh, what's up, Jinai? How you doing? Welcome in. Long time no see. Urusei Yatsuda is back. That's true. Thanks. I'll be stopping by the website. Cool. Very cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, we made a shit ton of charms over the years. We've been making these for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
We've been making charms. Then I did a shitload of these like Nora charms. Because I was originally gonna send them to Kenny Lauderdale, but then like he totally ghosted me. So he's like, "Hey, I was wondering about these charms, blah blah blah," and I was like, "I can make them and I'll send them to you." And then I never heard from him again. So yeah, Kenny Lauderdale. Thanks. I'll be stopping by the website. You can really feel the love and care put into them by Dave the DJ Maru. My dad calls me Dave. He's the only one who calls me Dave. Spooky Vania musics. Yeah, this is from Castlevania 4. Are you stacking them? Or are you just putting these ones in? The loose ones? Alright, you guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end it here. I just wanted to show off the charms because Toby Darren wanted some charms. Yeah, we did a bunch of random stuff too. A lot of random ones. Yeah, there's a lot of ones. Actually, we can send this one to Johnny too. That'd be cool, right?
Yep.
Send him the pin.
Oh, that's fine.
Not y'all. Casimuse, you're still here. I didn't realize Casimuse is still here. How you doing, Casimuse? I picked up your Yuki book on Amazon. They decided to put it in a bubble mailer. Oh no! Did they fix the price on it? Because for some reason it was like $30 or something, and I was like, "What the fuck? I didn't set it to $30. It should have been like $10." But yeah, there was some issues with like Amazon publishing with the book. There was a bunch of issues. But yeah, it was supposed to be like $9.99. Charlie Rich says, "Hey, sorry, just bought 10 charms from you." Well, 9 if you count Bub and Bob. Nice! Very cool.
That's great.
That's awesome. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. We'll make sure to throw in some extras, too. These guys?
Yeah, just stack them.
I'm gonna put this not in there.
What is that?
Fireman thing. And then this one for Johnny, maybe?
I'll put that right here.
Yeah.
Make me a list of stuff that is in there.
He's got a box.
Okay.
We have a Johnny box. A Johnny box. So maybe when you send out, these boxes, we can send out Johnny's too. Bet you are wondering which ones I bought.
All of them.
All of them. I don't know, because that's a lot. I know you bought Tails for sure, right? I'm trying to figure out what are the ones you would have bought. Let me think. What would Shani have got? ¿Qué anda tomando Jesse? ¿Un mezcal? ¿Estás tomando mezcal?
No.
Oh, era Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Aquí tengo mezcal. Dame el mezcal. Tengo mezcal. Tengo crema de durazno. No sé a qué sabe. Todavía no lo he abierto. A ver. Voy a tomar un trago. Aquí tengo mezcal. Don Nacho, eso es tequila. Don Nacho es tequila. Don Nacho. Me voy a tomar. Creo que ya abrí uno. Abrí este. Me voy a tomar un trago de mezcal. ¿Qué es de mezcal? Este es. No sé qué es. Señorío. Mezcal joven de Oaxaca. ¿Cuál es mi vaso? No sé cuál de estos era mi vaso. No sé qué hice con mi with my shot glass. Alright, I'm gonna use this one. Me voy a tomar un trago de señorío. Pex, yep, Tails was one of them. What other ones did you get? I should probably get some sleep now too. I work at 10 in the morning till 5 in the evening. Then I work again from 6 to midnight at my other job. Holy shit. Man. We'll get some sleep. What happened? Did we go... What's happening? Why is this playing? What's going on?
Oh, because I hit reload on here. Probably that's why.
Ah, okay. What's happening? What's happening? Una Pepsi. Where's my shot glass?
That's all. That was all in the thing.
These are new ones. Can you grab? I think it's in the bathroom. Can you get it? Yum. All right, me voy a tomar un trago de tequila.
Here you go.
¿Coca gringa o coca mexicana? ¿Sabes qué? Ahora la coca gringa es la misma mierda. O la coca mexicana es lo mismo. Porque antes era que la coca mexicana era azúcar solamente. Pero ahora le están poniendo esa botana de no sé qué mierdas. En inglés se dice high fructose corn syrup. So in our Coca-Cola doesn't have like any sugar. We use high fructose corn syrup to sweeten it. It used to be Mexican Coke used to put Mexican Coke was only sugar, but now Mexican Coke is putting in high fructose corn syrup in it, which is shitty. Cane sugar was used before, so now they're mixing sugar with high fructose corn syrup. Es ¿cómo se dice? Ahora, si miras atrás de una coca nueva mexicana, dice como alta fructosa de no sé qué, de alta no sé qué mierdas. Azúcar de caña antes, ahora no. It used to be cane sugar, it's not anymore. It's not. Rest in peace, Mexican Coke. So let me tell you the story about... Good night, Mackenzie. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good night. Now, what they're doing with Mexican Coke is they're adding in high fructose corn syrup mixed with sugar to make up for the cost that the Mexican government is taxing junk food makers higher in an attempt to curb the... I don't know why they're taxing them more, but the government is taxing them more, and Coke's answer was to use high fructose corn syrup in their Coke to balance the cost of the tax for it. But I don't know.
It's Albus Roa.
Albus Roa. He says, para mis nalgas presione 1, para mi culo presione 2. ¿No es la misma cosa? Se fregaron la coca. Yeah, they fucked it up. Entonces, ahora si compras... ahora, cuando vas como a 7-Eleven o Oxxo, lo que sea, y compras la Coca-Cola, ahora tiene el ingrediente. No me recuerdo cómo se llama, pero me di cuenta que sabía diferente. Entonces me puse a leer los ingredientes y justamente ahí dice que tiene... No sé qué, me olvida cómo se llama en español, pero ahora lo tiene. So now whenever you go to like a 7-Eleven or something, or you grab like a Mexican Coke that's made in Mexico, take a look at the ingredients now, and it'll say something like, I forgot what it's called now in Spanish. Make Mexico more healthy, perhaps. No, but the problem is high fructose corn syrup is not healthy for you. It's hard for your body to process it. I actually had to give up anything with high fructose corn syrup in it because it was contributing to like my kidney stones and my gout and my uric acids. So I pretty much avoid anything with high fructose corn syrup in it. Jarabe de elote. No, tiene otro nombre. No sé si Tobeder tú sabes. Tomen agüita o tequila. No hay otra. Bueno, pues nos vamos a tomar.
I got Link, Samus, Cotton, Sonic, Tails, Bob and Bob, Arthur, and Bomberman. Nice! Nice Charlie Ward.
Nice. Very cool. And thank you for that support. Let me clean up. Did you rinse this at all or you just grabbed it?
I just grabbed it. Cool. Rinse it. Cool.
Just water. Also, any chance I could see cotton up close? Yes, I have one. I have mine here. Let me grab it. Let me grab that cotton. Cotton, I believe, is a charm. Yeah. So here's what the cotton looks like. as I drop it. It doesn't have to be dry. I just need to rinse.
Oh, okay.
Here's the cotton charm. This one is a charm, so it's got a strap, and so it's like a single
Jarabe de maíz
side.
says Tobe.
¿Así se dice jarabe de maíz? Pero como tienes una coca enfrente tuyo, creo que si lo lees, dice jarabe de maíz de alta no sé qué. 100% natural.
Yeah, there's a town that is obsessed with the Coke pocket. I saw a documentary.
Yeah, it's not that they're obsessed, it's that they have no other choice.
Oh yeah,
I think it's cheaper to get Coke than it is water.
Alta fructosa.
Alta fructosa, eso es lo que es. Alta fructosa no, aunque está hecho natural, el cuerpo no lo puede procesar normal. El cuerpo tiene dificultades procesando alta fructosa. O sea, yo tenía que parar a tomar tragos o cosas, bebidas que tienen alta fructosa porque me afectaban. Entonces, ahora aquí la bebida que tomo es Pepsi, pero Pepsi de azúcar. Como esta dice que tiene real sugar, esta está hecho con azúcar. Pero la cosa que aquí muchas bebidas no tienen azúcar en los Estados Unidos. In the United States, very few things are made with real sugar. Almost everything is high fructose corn syrup. But high fructose corn syrup fucks me up. Alright, let's see if this will focus. Let me cover my face. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. There it is. It's kind of focusing. The light, I think the lighting is weird. Stop moving!
I saw the documentary also. The soda was cheaper or better than anything, better than their local water.
Yeah, so they're pretty much hooked on it. And, like, Coke knows it.
Willows?
With 3 willows. We'll just throw in some candies and say they're willows. Rolame ese de cotton. A ver si lo tenemos, el de cotton. Do we have more cottons?
Oh, I don't know.
Charlie Ward bought one.
We'll check later.
Yeah, voy a averiguar si tengo más. Si no, te regalo el mío. Esos son los míos.
Este fin de semana vamos a agarrar todos los charms y vamos a contar los
Vamos a contar cuáles tenemos, porque cuando fuimos a Retro Game Fest vendimos un chingo en Retro Game Fest. Era lo más popular. En el primer mitad del día, los llaveros y los charms eran lo más popular.
Good night, Cassius.
Good night, Cassius. Good night, sleep night, y'all. Thanks for stream.
Here,
Take good care,
you
everyone.
haven't really ate, so I want you to get drunk.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, pizza.
No wonder. I mean, no wonder. I'm hungry as fuck.
We had pizza, remember? I don't feel super hungry.
Oh, I am.
But, I mean, we're gonna eat something. Alright, tequila. We're gonna have a shot of Don Nacho. This one you got a shot. I'm just gonna do like así. Así está bien. Por ahora. El mezcal se toma de tragos, right? Mezcal you sip. I think mezcal you sip. Tequila you shoot. Cheers. Muchas gracias a todos los que soportaron. Big thanks to everybody who supported. Thank you to Transfer. A big toast to Transfer. And Matthew. This goes to you boys. And Charlie for buying all those charms. Toast to you guys. Cheers. Ugh. Ugh. Ok. Ahora. ¿Me traes el mezcamaica?
Where's that?
In the fridge. Me voy a tomar. Aruberuto. ¿Quién es Aruberuto? Watashi wa Aruberuto des. Dice Toberer. ¿Así te llamas? Sí, pues sí te llamas Alberto, claro que sí. Alberto. Yay. Alright, me voy a tomar un poquito de esto. Porque El tequila estaba un poco blah. This one, by the way, this is mezcal and Jamaica juice. It's mixed together. Mezcal mixed with Jamaica. It's super good. Super good. Le va a curar la tos. A ver si sí. Sorry, gonna be sick. Yeah, it's strong. I feel the heat going down in my stomach. This one you just sip. You don't have to shoot it.
In your base.
Ah, so much better. ¿Qué onda? Oh, Inubase. ¿Qué onda? Inubase desde Japón.
Se le va a olvidar la tos.
Sí, se me va a olvidar que tenía tos y mi nombre. Se me va a olvidar todo. This stuff looks like it'll kill you. This stuff is actually really light, actually. This one has very little alcohol in it. It's very, very pleasant. This stuff is the stuff that's like, eh. This is tequila. Añejo. ¿Cuál tomé? ¿Cuál era el que tomé? I had a shot of this. Don Nacho. Reposado. Whatever reposado is. I think reposado is, how do you say that in English? ¿Cómo se dice en inglés eso? Fábrica Tequila Don Nacho. Yeah, that stuff's strong. Don Nachito. Está rico el mezcal ese con Jamaica. Sí, está riquísimo, me encanta.
It's like some kind of tapeche.
Esto me encanta.
Puts a little hair on your
Está
chest.
bueno. This Jamaica juice with mezcal is so freaking good.
But you guys missed the official Mexican food.
Oh my god, Charlie, you don't even... Oh my gosh. You don't know how right you are with that. We miss it so bad. So bad. We can't, like, Mexican food here is ruined now forever. There are a couple places that are still pretty good. Like, there's a place called Pepe's Tacos that's pretty good. And then there's a place called Tacos El Gordo that does carne asada tacos pretty good. I would say those are the closest to good Mexican tacos here. But everything else now tastes generic and gross. We used to go to a place called Jalisco. Remember Jalisco? We used to like it. And now when I think about it, it's like, it's probably gross. Mexican food is one of the best foods in the world.
More. We love Roberto's still.
Yeah, Roberto's is still good. It's different because Roberto's, I feel like Roberto's is not even Mexican now.
No.
Like, I used to be like, oh, Roberto's is so good. Pero ahora que Roberto's es como una cadena de comida rápida mexicana, pero ahora se me hace que sabe muy gringo en comparación a lo que pensaba que era la comida mexicana. Pero ahora que lo comparo a comida mexicana en México, se me hace muy gringo, ¿verdad? El sabor. Porque los tacos están fritos, que se me hacen raros y los burritos tienen como papas y eso.
Sorrow is missing Taco Bell.
Bleh, nunca. Bleh. Taco Bell siempre me dio asco, nunca me gustó.
The legendary Roberto's, the socket.
Yeah, Roberto's is still good though, because like you can't get like carne asada fries anywhere, you know. So Roberto's is good for. I love their fried chicken tacos and their carne asada fries. Those are my favorite things. Roberto's, fried chicken taco, carne asada fries. Those two are my favorite two items.
What's up, Heavy Waves?
Heavy Waves, what's up, man? He says there's a spot that does cubanos and coffee de la olla. I don't remember the name of it in LV. Really?
Jimbo's.
Una de las cosas que no probé cuando estaba en México era café de la olla. No lo probé. I didn't get to try that. I really wish I got to try that. Café de la olla. I went to Orlando, Florida, and the Mexican restaurant I went was amazing. Can't remember the name of it, though, as it's been too long.
Se dice café de la olla con guajolota.
Con una guajolota. ¿Sabes? Esa es otra cosa que no probé cuando estaba en México, era la guajolota. Quería probar y nunca, pues no encontramos un lugar y no nos despertábamos suficiente temprano para comerlo. Casi todos los lugares que los vendían ya no estaban puestos cuando salíamos. Salíamos muy tarde en el día. Porque pues somos bien vagos y nos quedamos bien despiertos hasta las 3, 4, 5 de la mañana. Entonces nos despertamos muy tardes. Famicom Collecting says, all of my coworkers are from Mexico, so we always had that bomb Mexican food. That's awesome.
California burritos.
Famicom Collecting, do you have any favorite Mexican foods that you like? CBL says if you ever go to Jamaica, Sorrel is basically agua fresca Jamaica with rum.
Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica. I read Jamaica. I don't know. Because it's spelled the same way, ¿verdad? Jamaica se escribe en la misma manera. Yo pensé que estábamos hablando de Jamaica. Tacos sudados. Otro de las delicadezas de la madrugada. ¿Qué son tacos sudados? Conozco los tacos, ¿cómo se dice? ¿Ahogados?
¿Fueron los bares de Zona Rosa? Tacos de canasta, sí.
¿A los bares de Zona Rosa? No. No fuimos a ningunos bares.
No, tacos de canasta.
Ah, sí, sí comimos tacos de canasta. No fuimos a ningunos bares de ninguna clase. Fuimos la única cosa que fui a hacer que era tomando con otra gente era cuando fuimos al pulque con Zeus. Y yo fui solo, Jesse no fue.
Estaba malo.
Estaba malo él en ese entonces. Y tomé pulque de queso y pulque de frambuesa y pulque de pistacho. Y estaba buenísimo. El de pistacho no tanto, pero el pulque de frambuesa y el pulque de queso, uff, qué rico. I had this thing called pulque, which is like Mexican moonshine. It was so good though. Pistache, así se dice, pistache. Bueno, era verde, así como los pistache. Tacos sudados, ¿qué son tacos sudados?
Sweated tacos.
Tacos sudados.
Steamed tacos.
Tacos. Casi como los tacos de canasta. Casi. Porque los tacos de canasta así le tiran el aceite ahí arriba en el bote. Uy, qué rico. Los tacos de canasta de ¿qué era? What was the flavor de chicharrón? ¿Eran tacos de canasta de chicharrón? Ya.
Yo era un chicharrón, yo era uno de los frijoles.
El de chicharrón me encanta. Todos los tacos de chicharrón de todas clases me encantan. Qué rico. Tacos de canasta es tacos sudados. Ah, así se dicen, tacos sudados. No sabía. Yo pensé que tacos de canasta eran tacos de canasta. Eso, nombre cambia por región. Ah, ok. Ah, estaban bien buenos, sí, me encantan. Me encantan los tacos de canasta. Tacos de canasta, basically it's called tacos de canasta because they put like all the tacos in like a basket. And they have like, they put like I guess they do like 1,000 tacos. And they sell these tacos throughout the whole day. And then they, like throughout the day, they pour hot oil on it. And it's just like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I feel like Mexico ruined me for food because like nothing here tastes like it has any flavor now.
Or esquites.
Everything we eat here has no flavor. Or the stuff that we used to think was good is not good anymore, and it makes me sad. Yo creo que porque estábamos comiendo todo con salsa verde y salsa roja. Casi todo lo que comíamos era con alguna forma de picante. Salsa verde o salsa roja. Found it. The place is called La Vecindad. Vecindad o Vecinidad.
Tortilla de milanesa con queso y chipotle.
¡Ah, qué rico! No, yo me tragué se me traba todo una torta de milanesa con chilaquiles también. Torta de chilaquiles con milanesa.
One of my favorite is pupusas, but I'm not sure that counts. My coworkers make a great al pastor and tamales. I think pupusas
es Salvadoran.
Gorditas.
Pupusas, no. Pupusas son salvadoreñas, no?
Yeah,
Are they Salvadoran?
Yeah, they are.
I think they're Salvadoran. But not sure that counts. My coworkers make great al pastor and tamales. Oh man, tamales is really good too.
Matt George says Elvis shows up to Sarah's house and sees a sign, "Move to Mexico."
Move to Mexico. If I could, I would. I can't. I think the prerequisites to live in Mexico are too high now. It's too hard now. Because you have to they raised the prerequisite to move to Mexico. You have to make an income of $1,800 a month on the low end and $2,400 on the high end. So like if you go to the consulate of the consulate of Mexico or the The Mexican embassy in Texas, that's on the lowest end, and it's $1,800 a month is what you have to make monthly to go to Mexico. So I can't, even if I wanted to live in Mexico, I can't. I don't make enough money a month to do it. You have to make $1,800 a month to live in Mexico. So even if I wanted to, I can't, because I already looked into it. I don't make enough money, unfortunately. Pupusas are from El Salvador, but Mexico also makes them, and it's called gorditas. Ah, entonces las gorditas son casi lo mismo, ¿verdad? Como pupusas.
No, I think those gorditas, they're deep
Yo
fried.
pensé que los gorditas eran su propio cosa.
They're deep fried, yeah, they are.
Porque saben diferentes. No saben. Para mí, las pupusas y las gorditas no saben igual.
They're the same masa, but one is like comal. The pupusas
son a comal.
And gorditas are mostly
they're deep fried. Yeah, I think there's a difference between pupusas and gorditas, like where like gorditas are deep gorditas are deep fried. I think to me they didn't taste the same like at all. Alucard, what's up? Welcome in. How you doing? CBL says they make all that late night drunk food and all have the same menu. Carne asada, fries, tacos, burritos, plates of all kinds, etc. Where's this at? Let's see here. Gorditas are fried. Yeah.
Yep.
Y no, para mí no saben lo mismo. Para mí las gorditas y las pupusas saben completamente diferentes.
Do they have chalupas? I didn't see any chalupas.
¿Qué son chalupas?
They put cilantro, onion, and salsa to the gorditas. Is tope.
Sí, de todo. Yo me comí una... ¿Qué nos comimos? De chicharrón también, ¿verdad?
Chicharrón, sí.
De chicharrón. Unas gorditas de chicharrón con cilantro y pico de gallo y queso y lechuga y crema. Ah, so good. Era tan rico. They put... Yeah. Welcome in, Alucard. Nice to see you. He says, yeah, pupusas are from El Salvador. My coworker's wife is from there, and he's from Jalisco. It would be nice to go to Jalisco. Nosotros, when we were in Mexico, we didn't really go anywhere. The only place we went to that outside of CDMX was Puebla. We went to Puebla. Alberto's, Alfredo's, Lamberto's, and the Belters de Alberto's. There's drive-thrus, all variety birdos in around LA and the Inland Empire. Oh yeah, that's true. We also saw, what was it? Alberto's in Baker, right? Or somewhere. Remember? We were in like Baker somewhere and they had Alberto's or something. Like
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Mexican hot sauce can make or break a meal. Like most places that we went to eat had really good hot sauce. A lot of times it was like
Taco Naco.
Yeah, like Taco Naco had like different sauces. Man, Taco Naco was good. Ew. That is gross.
What?
Shasta Cola. I need hot sauce. Yeah, I need hot sauce with everything now. I feel like now I'm back here and nothing is hot enough. Everything needs to have some sort of hot sauce in it. I feel like nothing is hot anymore. It's good stuff. Just can't eat it often or become un pinche gordito. Man, when we were in Mexico, it was almost every day we ate some sort of Mexican food, like taco or something, right? Because like we're in Mexico, so it was always like a lot of street food too. It's really hard as two fat guys to walk through the street and smell something and not be like, I want to eat that. So we would always want to eat something. So much good street food. So good. Las chalupas son un tipo de antojitos mexicanos originales de los estados de Puebla, Hidalgo y Guerrero, que se consume especialmente los fines de semana por las noches o como comida típica. No sé si probamos algo que se llama gorditas, ¿verdad?
¿Ah?
Gorditas en México. Porque cuando estábamos en Puebla probamos guaraches, tlayudas, semitas.
We had gorditas. We didn't have one.
Oh, gorditas, no gorditas. Chalupas.
Oh no, we
Las
didn't have
chalupas.
No.
Entonces, no sé qué es una chalupa. In my opinion, Cali has the best Mexican food outside of Mexico. Yeah, I remember eating a lot of good Mexican food, but now I don't. Now that I think about it, it's like I don't know if it's good in comparison, because it's all like growing up. I'm from Los Angeles, so I ate a lot of Mexican food, and I grew up around a lot of Mexican people, and I think that's the main reason why I know Spanish is because I grew up with Mexican people. My mom and my dad are from Argentina, but they didn't really teach us how to speak Spanish, and Argentinians speak a different kind of Spanish. And my dad was of the notion that if we lived in America, we live as Americans, so we didn't really speak Spanish. It was mostly English in the house, English at the table. We spoke English all the time. So when my parents got divorced, my mom and my dad split. My dad stayed here in Las Vegas with my brother. So my brother and my dad, they only spoke in English. My brother doesn't speak Spanish. So me and my mom, my biological mother, we moved to Los Angeles, and so she enrolled me into the public school system in East LA. Well, you know, I was a brown person going to school in East LA, and I didn't speak any Spanish, and everybody else who was brown spoke Spanish. So I pretty much had to learn Spanish quickly, and I did. I think within like a couple years I was already speaking some form of Spanish, and that's pretty much how I learned Spanish. What about Sister Maru? Sister Maru learned Spanish and English simultaneously, because when she was born in 1991, so me and my sister are from different fathers. My sister's father is part Filipino and part Mexican, so she got to speak both. Her English is better, just like my English is much better than my Spanish, but I feel like she got more comfortable with Spanish faster. Would you say my sister speaks good Spanish?
She does.
She speaks good Spanish, right? So my sister speaks good Spanish, and her Spanish is a weird mixture of like Argentinian Spanish and Mexican Spanish, because she was speaking Spanish with my biological mom, and so like she'll say stuff in both like
Bullshit.
yeah, like
Bullshit.
no, she's not. She doesn't say oye. She says like
I'm just reading it. It says right there.
oh, she says like silla y pollo, but everything else she kind of sounds more like. It's weird. Like her Spanish is a mixture like of Mexican and Argentinian Spanish, where my Spanish has no Argentinian in it at all, because I didn't learn it. So my Spanish is closer to Mexican Spanish, or LA Spanish rather. ¿Por qué no sabes español? Mato your classmates in East LA. Pretty much, yeah. They're like, mira este pinche, ¿cómo decían? Este güey no habla español con el pinche nopal en la frente. You know, así se burlaban, right? So like, siento que tenía que aprender el español bien rápido. Entonces así aprendí pues a los putazos. Pero la verdad está bien que lo aprendí, porque I feel like language is power. So I'm happy that I'm not a monolingual. Like my older brother, he's a monolingual. He only knows English and that's it. I think he knows like some words in Spanish, but he doesn't really know Spanish. A chingadazos. So yeah, my brother is a monolingual. I am bilingual, but no. I would say like bilingual, and I only know a little bit of other languages, but not enough to say that I speak enough. Te joden sin fin. Nah, sí, pues así son los niños también, ¿verdad? Son bien culeros en la escuela, entonces tenía que aprender rápido. Entonces aprendí solo las palabras groseras. Todas las palabras groseras primero, como cualquier lenguaje.
Alzara says the rise of the Argentinian Cholo coming to Christmas in 2000. Sorry for the personal question. Just curious about Saru lore. It says Soccer Monsters.
No, that's fine actually. I'm glad I got to share that because that's the one thing that's I think unique about my sister is her Spanish because she learned, Spanish in LA, but Spanish with my mom. She speaks like a weird mixture of like that like Castilian Spanish and like normal Spanish. I like to say normal Spanish because I feel like Argentinian Spanish isn't normal. To me, it doesn't sound normal.
You should have your sister alive.
Alive?
Like
Yeah.
when you go to Sweet Honey, you guys can go live.
Maybe I'll do a live with my sister one day, and then we can talk in Spanish and English, and see how that goes. Because I haven't spoken Spanish with my sister in years, because we don't speak Spanish to each other. It's just something we don't do. We don't speak Spanish to each other unless we're talking shit about somebody. Like that's the only time me and my sister speak Spanish with each other, is if we're talking shit about present company. Then we'll switch to Spanish. And if we know that present company doesn't know Spanish, but
that's like you and your dad too, remember?
Yeah, me and my dad do the same thing. My dad will now randomly speak in Spanish to me whenever he gets the chance, because he spent so many years not speaking Spanish because he married a white woman, so like who for all intents and purposes is the person who I call mom, is my stepmom. That's why I always say my biological mom, because like my biological mom wasn't there for mom stuff. Stepmom was there for mom stuff, and she's been married to my dad since I was 4 years old. So my dad never got to speak Spanish, and so when I started learning Spanish, he relished in being able to talk Spanish to me. So he would always speak Spanish. So now me and my dad will talk Spanish with each other, even though it was his. Originally, it was like his, not rule per se, but he was kind of like of the mind of, we had to speak English. And so like we learned English. We live in America. We speak English kind of thing. But it's funny that now in his old age, like when I was in my teens, we started speaking Spanish randomly. But I never spoke Spanish to my dad until my teens because I didn't know Spanish. Seems like the Spanish where I live is super heavy slang Spanish. Where do you live? Out of curiosity. Not to dox you or anything, but like, where in, or what state do you live in, rather? La vida es un riesgo carnal. La vida es un riesgo carnal. My Spanish is with heavy Mexican accent, says Bitter Almonds. I think anyone who like lived in the West Coast, I want to say they picked up that like Mexican accent, right?
Central Cali.
Oh,
Fresno.
Central Cali. Okay. Fresno,
Madera, Merced.
all those areas.
Porterville.
Fresno kind of. Last time I was in Fresno. Well, I don't know. I'm in Southern California. Yeah, I was born in Los Angeles, in California Medical Center, right off of Pico and Hope Street, and I grew up in East LA. So like, I lived kind of. I guess if you would have to say the area would be like the Echo Park area, but I lived off of Temple Street, and it was like Temple and Bixel and Edgewater, like that area. That's where I grew up. And it was rife with gang activity at that time. It was really bad. It was not a good place to live in the early 80s.
Stop it. I might be too white for this conversation. Nonsense. You come here, you stay with us and eat snacks.
You stay and you eat snacks. We'll feed you. I grew up in South LA County, Bell Gardens, and Montebello. Those are nice areas. At least to me, those were like really nice areas. I lived in like back then, at least, like the Echo Park. Like now it's super gentrified, right? So it's like nicer because of gentrification. But back when I was living in the Echo Park area, it was not good. It was not good to live in that area. What is the best place to live if you're going to work for FANG company in Silicon Valley? ¿Qué es eso?
Who said that?
No sé qué es eso. ¿Qué es FANG? Yeah, we're out in Merced County area, says Famicom Collecting. I don't think I've ever been to Merced.
I've been to Merced.
What's it like? Is it like...
It's flat.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's all flat.
Like Arizona flat or flatter?
No, flatter. No. No, it's like...
Arizona's pretty fucking flat.
Farming. A lot of farming.
Okay.
Lot of farming.
Very cool. Okay, I've always post notification. Oh, okay, you guys are... what part of Mexico are you from? Wales. We're talking about California, actually. We're talking about places in California. Different cities in California. So, let's see here. Fang, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix,
okay.
Google. Jesse would be able to tell you he's from that part of...
Yeah, I'm from the Bay Area.
He's from the Bay Area, so he was born in San Jose.
I worked at Google. I worked at Facebook.
Yeah, Jesse worked at Google for a couple years, actually, right? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Jesse worked at Google for 2 years for their publishing part. That's kind of like Amazon Publishing. Google has... Google Books, right? Google Books.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse worked for Google for a couple years. And that's where he fucked up his knee.
Yeah, that's where I fucked up my knee. Grabbing gummy bears.
Famicom Collecting says, yeah, we farm out here. It's pretty flat.
Yeah.
Sarmar, when in Mexico, did anyone ever say, te voy a matar? No, but we had a guy on our live stream say that he was a killer and stuff in Polanco. Chinese. And that he knows Chinese. And then he's like, they call me the killer and blah, blah, blah on camera. And then to the side, he was like, oh, please. He was like, please, papacito, can I have 50 pesos?
And he got like, he took off his shirt too.
Yeah, I know, and there was nothing to see.
And then he like grabbed Saru's
I think
ass.
groped me. It grossed me out.
And then there was one girl was offering me sex too.
And then yeah, some girl was offering Jesse Cuban cigars or oral sex. The Quest for Burger. Yes, that's right.
That's what it's called. The Quest for Burger.
We should have called it that.
We should
rename that live stream that The Quest for Burger.
Where is it?
Charlie was there. Charlie was watching.
I'm gonna change it right
He knew what the words mean. Right? You were watching it, weren't you, Charlie? I think you were on that live stream.
Here we go. This is it right here.
Cigars or sex what? Yeah, that's the live stream. Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah, there it is.
There he is. He was a harmless drunk, right? Like,
it was at 13 minutes.
He was a harmless drunk. It was just funny because he was just annoying, but he was harmless.
It's right here. Go to the 13-minute mark.
But the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm a killer," and then he's like, "I know Chinese." Oh, it was funny. I just kept eating. And he kept jumping in the camera. Oh, yeah. It was a weird one. That was a weird one.
Off his shirt?
I don't know. The whole thing was weird. It was weird. That was a great stream, Sasuke, where you said Jesse got hit on. Yeah, that girl was offering Jesse fake Cuban cigars or oral sex. One or the other, 500 pesos. Why does he say 500 pesos?
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Oh, no.
At 18:30. 18:30, he starts to undress. Yeah.
That's so
18:35. He just starts to undress. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh my god. Y'all, you seen this?
Oh, it was weird. Oh, man. That's funny. It's so funny. I didn't see all this. As I was watching the chat, I didn't realize his state of undress. Because I was reading the chat. Oh, yeah, he took it all off.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I didn't see that.
He's showing his ass, too. And then we're leaving.
We're leaving. Yeah, that was such a weird experience. That was in Polanco, of all places, too. Polanco, según Polanco, es la área más rica de la Ciudad de México, ¿verdad? Según, no la más rica, pero la que, bueno, sí, donde viven la gente con dinero, ¿verdad? Viven en Polanco. Eso sucedió en Polanco. That whole thing happened in Polanco, which is like the most posh place in Mexico City. So it was weird. Motherfucker introduced himself pretending to twerk.
Take the SUVs to go.
Yeah, that happened, but that happened in Polanco.
Yeah.
In literally like one of the nicest streets too. We were in what is esa calle? Se llama Avenida Presidente Mazarik is where it was. Yeah, and it's like a super nice place. That was our first like Mexico experience, was in Polanco.
And then we stood at the outside waiting for the burger.
Oh yeah. We stood far away waiting for the burger to be finished. That was fun though. That night was fun. It was interesting. I see Transfer in there. A bunch of people in there. Matthew Roach.
We went to get a burger.
Yeah,
Oh,
estaba
man.
diciendo taquero. Ese güey siempre está por aquí, dijo. Right? O algo así.
Yeah.
Dijo, ese güey siempre está aquí molestando or something. But take the STDs to go. But he was a harmless guy. He was just annoying, you know. But he was harmless drunk guy. You know. He was just, estaba pedo. He was drunk. Pero estaba bien. Don't lie, you dirty boys. You both like it. But no, gracias. But yeah, it was fun. So glad you caught that insanity on camera. We were just doing a live to go get tacos. We were doing a live taco stream. We didn't go live as much this last time that we went to Mexico because we were both sick. Because I was sick when I got there. Then Jesse got sick. Then I got sick. So we didn't get a chance to do like outdoor lives a lot, which makes me sad. So we want to go back again and do more lives.
We should have done a live when we were on the tour bus.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're sick.
I was sick. I was coughing
You were
my ass
coughing
off.
every 10
seconds.
10
Yeah.
seconds.
I was coughing my ass off. Maybe next time we can do a live from Turibus
Yeah.
and show people. But
Yeah,
I
there's
was
the
coughing.
Tootie bus is like it's a stacker bus, right?
Yeah. It was a double-decker bus.
Double-decker bus.
And it was funny because like we would go through the city and there'd be power lines just like hanging and they're like, watch your head, and like the power line would be like
Yeah, that one time we're like, duck.
yeah. Because power lines would go by your
Or
head.
like the tree.
Or trees, yeah. Trees would go by your head. And they'd tell you, they'd be like, oh, we're going by an area. They tell you in Spanish, too.
Yeah, and they tell you like, do not stand up. This is a
Yeah.
place you
Yeah.
should never stand.
Don't stand up.
Don't stand
They're
up.
like, por favor, no se paren y mantengan la cabeza y los brazos dentro del vehículo a todos tiempos. Because they said keep your head and your arms inside of the vehicle at all times.
Oh, we took tons of video.
Yeah, we took
that.
video. We
took
had video of that. But we didn't go live, but we did take video of us dodging random power lines and power cables. It was fun though. I would
It
do
was
that
fun,
again.
yeah.
That was
We
really
had lots
fun.
of snacks too.
It did. Oh man, speaking of snacks, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I think we should go eat.
Yeah, we're gonna go eat.
All right, we're gonna go eat, you guys. 'Cause we're hungry. I'm
It was
starving.
fun today.
Ah, sí, me pasó lo mismo ahora que llevé a la familia a San Luis Potosí. ¿Qué tal es San Luis Potosí? Hay gente que dice que, oh, está bien. Y hay gente que dice, no, que está peligroso y que te tienes que preocupar y que esto, que el otro.
Did you get infected with las pulgas?
Y escuché que
Ay, muy bonito.
que solo no dejes que tengas cuidado porque la gente siempre está buscando robar cosas y... escucho que mitad y mitad, pues mucha gente dice, está precioso, tienes que ir, que esto, que el otro, y otras personas dicen, está peligroso, que no vayas allá y que no vayas a todos los pueblos mágicos porque los pueblos mágicos hay muchos que son peligrosos. So
Same here, lol. Also, this food is making me hungry. I think a pizza's in order this end. What are you guys gonna have?
we had pizza earlier, so I think we're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna have.
Burrito.
Maybe burrito. We might get Mexican food, fast food. We might get Roberto's, which is as close as we're gonna get to fast food Mexican.
Yeah.
Or good, decent Mexican.
Let's get some Roberters.
Not even decent.
We're going to Roberters.
But it's better than Taco Bell, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might go to Roberto's and get some tacos. Do you think my 6'2" ass would survive the power lines? Yeah, I think you would just have to crouch down really far.
You have to, like...
Crouch down all the time.
Bend down,
Yep,
I mean.
just bend down.
I mean, you just gotta, like... Well, it is bending down.
Yeah, you just gotta, like, keep your head low at all times. You could say the same about Las Vegas.
That's true.
Yeah, Vegas is shitty. There's a lot of dangerous places in Vegas, actually. A lot of North Las Vegas is dangerous. Downtown is dangerous. We're like a few streets from a place that's like super dangerous. A lot of Vegas is dangerous, actually. Shit, they killed someone like
close by.
Yeah, like I don't know, like 10 feet away from our door, and it's like the second murder that's occurred on our street, or like the third murder. I don't know. So, yeah. Vegas is dangerous too. But I mean, like there are more dangerous places, obviously. Like, to me, Vegas doesn't. It's starting to feel more dangerous now. I feel like when I was a kid, Vegas was a lot more safer under the rule of the mob.
Good
I
night,
feel
Charlie
like.
Ward.
Good night, Charlie Ward. Thanks for stopping in. I call Taco Bell Chorro Bell. Pretty much. But I feel like Vegas was safer under the rule of the mob. Like I felt safer here as a kid. I don't know, maybe because as a kid I used to live in really bad areas. So when I came here, it always felt really nice when I was a kid. And I would come here every summer and every Christmas because my parents were divorced. So every summer vacation here, every Christmas here. And I always felt like Vegas was so safe, right? Compared to where I lived in Echo Park or East LA, or I used to live like off of Alvarado and 6. Like, I'm not sure if anyone knows where MacArthur Park is, but I lived right by MacArthur Park. Literally across the street from MacArthur Park. So whenever I used to come here to visit my brother and my dad, it felt very, very safe as a kid. Vegas was always really safe. And now that I live here, I feel like it's been safe up until maybe 20... I would say like 2010, 2012, it started getting shittier and more unsafe. And now it's like people are just like getting shot like everywhere, right? Like everyone's shooting everyone because they're getting mad. Like road rage happens a lot here, and people just shoot people here. It's become a thing that's so normalized that if you get into an argument here, you can expect someone's gonna have a gun. There was a shooting that happened at Fremont Street not that long ago. Over an argument. There was an argument over, I don't remember, over bumping in. Someone bumped into somebody and they started arguing, and one person pulled out a gun and started shooting into the crowd. 3 people got shot, I believe. 1 week later, it happened again in the same place. There's a shooting here pretty much almost daily.
Yeah. Almost
daily, if not daily. I don't know about like maybe stuff we're not hearing about North Las Vegas, maybe. At least on the news, it's almost daily. Shooting here's are pretty much a daily occurrence now. But it didn't used to be like that here. It used to be you only heard about shootings in North Las Vegas, and that's it. But now it's everywhere. Now it's here in the suburbs. We live in the suburbs, and 2 murders already occurred on this very street, and then 1 on the other street. And it's not like we live in the middle of the street. We live in like a complex, and people are dying in this complex. 2 of the 3 murders that occurred were people who lived in the complex, and then 1 in the area. There was also an incident. Was it this year where when the guy killed the 6 people? Do you remember? Was it this year or last year?
It was this year.
Was it this year? Earlier this year, there was a guy who was just like shooting people indiscriminately just because he wanted to, and he shot at a car. And there were 2 people in the car, a couple, right? A boyfriend and girlfriend. And the guy got shot, and he drove himself to the hospital. But when he got to the hospital, he died. That same shooter shot an old lady who was just walking. I guess he just wanted to shoot her, and then he shot old man. He got into an argument with a man right down the street from us. There's like a library not far from here, and he got into an argument with this person.
An old guy.
An old guy.
At the bus stop.
Yeah, at the bus stop, and he shot that guy dead. And then I don't know. He killed 3 other people. I don't know what the details.
Yeah, close.
But they were all like in this area, like just really close by. So I don't know. It sounds. It's just weird because a lot of this happened too while we were in Mexico. Stuff was happening. A lot of shootings happened when we were away. Now that we're here, nothing has happened in our area. But when we were in Mexico, we were getting the news that stuff was happening. The shootings that happened, the 6 people who died not far from here, like maybe like 3 or 4 blocks north from us, that happened earlier this year, and indiscriminate shooting. So yeah, it's becoming very normalized here though, where you just hear it. It's just constant. Let's see here. I go there for concerts. Oh well, yeah, the concert. You guys know about the whole how the Vegas Strong thing happened. Who knows about that? The country music concert. It was like the single most like largest like mass shooting to happen in I don't know how long. 42 people died, I believe, during that, and that happened here. In 2014, was it 2014?
No, 2017.
Was it 2017?
Or 20? I think it was 2017.
I don't remember, but it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe like a few years ago, and yeah, 42 people died. 42 people died at that event, and it was the country music festival or something like that, and it happened right on the strip, and like a lot of people, not just patrons for the thing, but a lot of just people on the strip ended up dying. Yeah, I remember that dude posted up at a hotel and shot people like fish in a barrel. Yeah. 2015?
2017.
2017 it happened. And that was the first time I heard of like such an event like here, right? Where so many people died at a single thing. I don't know if there's any I'm not sure, but that was the first time I've ever heard of so many people dying here at one shot. But most of the time nowadays it's like daily shootings at somewhere, right? Like there was like a shooting at a hookah lounge not far, where some people died there too. People are always getting shot inside like the titty bars, you know. But it happens a lot. People are getting shot here a lot. Holy shit, sounds like a 90s American movie. The Ace Hotel and the Globe Theater. Consideren vivir en Ciudad de México, la ciudad que lo tiene todo. La problema es que viviendo en México no tengo suficiente, porque yo sería extranjero, no gano suficiente mensual para poder vivir en México. Tienes que ganar a lo menos $1,800 al mes para poder obtener residencia temporaria en México, y a lo más $2,400 al mes. Todo depende de cuál de los ¿cómo se dice how do you say the embassies? ¿A cuál embassy vas? Pero diferentes tienen diferentes requisitos. Entonces yo no alcanzo porque no tengo un trabajo regular y solo gano dinero con lo que estoy haciendo con arte o donaciones o cosas así. No tengo trabajo diario, entonces no puedo. Embajada, ¿es that embassy?
I think it is, yeah.
Pero para obtener la residencia temporario necesito que ganar como $2,000 al mes para poder quedarme en México. Si no me iría, porque la verdad sería lindo ir a un lugar donde no me tengo que preocupar de tantas personas regulares con pistolas. Aunque sí hay problemas, claro que en México tienen problemas con los carteles, y si cuando te roban tienen los criminales tienen pistolas, y he escuchado que te roban a pistola, pero no es tan común que cualquier otra persona, como aquí mi sobre, ¿cómo se dice? Mi vecino tiene una pistola. Los vecinos enfrente de nosotros tienen pistolas. Los que viven en la casa, lo más al lado de ellos, tienen pistolas. Todo el mundo tiene pistolas, es normal. Aquí todo el mundo tiene pistolas y lo más que alguien se enoja con alguien, te pueden meter un tiro y ya, ahí quedaste, ¿verdad? Te chingaste. Y siento que, pues, no sería tan común. Ponerle que si me muevo a un lugar como México, donde las leyes prohíben a las personas que tengan pistolas, ¿verdad? Las leyes prohíben que o sea, todo el mundo, el que quiere pistola, obtiene pistola. Pero yo creo que es más difícil obtener una pistola si es ilegal. Pero aquí no, aquí solo tienes que tener los 18 años y puedes obtener una pistola. Y los 16 años si tienes el permiso de tu mamá y tu papá que tengas pistolas. Es normal. Por eso que aquí todos los días, todo el mundo aquí, pues, todo el mundo tiene armas. Todo el mundo tiene armas. Está cabrón que venden armas hasta en Walmart. Sí, en Walmart. Aquí donde vivimos nosotros hay una tienda que vende armas, aquí nomás. Al lado de una barra. Hay una barra y al ladito de la barra te puedes poner pedo y puedes ir a comprarte una pistola. No entiendo eso, pero así es. Pero sí está cabrón. It's scary, right? It's scary because everyone has guns, you know. Second you piss someone off, they can fucking shoot your ass and you're fucking dead. You know, it's fine that people want to have guns. It's just it's shitty when everybody has a gun, you know? It's shitty when anyone can buy a gun. It's just, I'm not anti-gun, but when everyone can just go buy a gun, it's scary, you know? People open carry here. You're not going to argue. Like, if those people want to argue with you, are you going to argue back with them? No, you're not going to argue back with them because they're fucking carrying a gun. They can shoot your ass. So basically, gun wins every argument. Whether you're right or wrong, gun wins every argument. And that's shitty, and I hate that mentality. I just hate that mentality. It's shitty. You know? I'm not anti-gun, but I'm anti everyone having a fucking gun. So, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of crime. There's like less crime here because you don't know who has a gun, right? So that's kind of the good thing about a society where everybody has guns is you don't know who's carrying a gun, so you don't want to fuck around with someone. But at the same time, you also don't want to get into like some sort of scuffle with someone and then they're pissed off at you because you cut them off and that motherfucker shoots you because you cut them off, you know? And a lot of times, like, I've cut off people by accident, you know? You just don't... Sometimes they're in your blind spot. Like, I've cut off people in my blind spot and they start honking and then they're like, oh, fuck you. I'm like, fuck you. And you're like, you don't know. And Jesse's always scared because I always argue back with people. Yeah. You know? Because sometimes they're in the wrong. Or I believe they're in the wrong, right? And so if people start cussing at me, I roll down the window and I start cussing back. Jesse hates that. He hates that I do that because he feels that one day it's going to get us killed. That's what he feels like. And so lately I've tried to cool off, but I have like, you know, issues with like, not road rage, but I don't believe in letting people just cuss me out. Like I'll cuss them out back. And it scares him. It scares Jesse because he feels like, you know, one day something's going to happen because I picked the argument with the wrong person. Gun for home protection is one thing. Carrying one around looking for a shootout is trash. Exactly. See, I'm okay with that. You want to keep a gun at home? There's a lot of home invasions here. You want to keep a gun, if you keep it safe and it's locked and, you know, you've gone through your gun training and it's in your nightstand, somebody fucking breaks into your house, you can protect your family. You have that gun. But I hate the whole open carry shit. I hate it. I hate it because you never know. You just never know who's going to shoot at you. But yeah, you keep your gun in a safe place, in a safe, in your nightstand, under your bed, you know, and you don't have any like stupid children who are gonna go play with your guns, then that's cool. But you know, it's scary. I'm pro gun, but then again, it's a much different climate over here.
Just make that ass Jesse Mocoso doesn't listen.
Yeah, it just depends, right? Like I feel like in the bigger cities, it's a bigger problem, too. I think it's living in the big city. It's an issue because like too many people have guns. But I think if you're like out in like the countryside, like I would want a gun, right? Like if I'm like the lone fucking house up on a hill in fucking Kentucky somewhere, yeah, I'm gonna want a fucking gun, right? Because like you don't know who's gonna decide. Hey, let's go to this fucking lone house up on this hill where no one will fucking hear them if they're screaming. Then yeah, I think there's just a case. There are case scenarios to everything, and I think everything here in the U.S. is so black and white. People are like, oh, give me guns all the time. I need guns, you know. And then there's the other half, like, oh no, guns are bad all the time. I think there's like a gray area that I think there's a balance that we just don't know where to meet at. We don't know where to meet in the middle for it. That's what I think. I don't know how we started talking about that. Oh, we started talking about because everyone's dying near us. That's why. Everyone around us is getting shot. That's why.
Let's go get food.
Shots. Not the kind of shots. All right.
Let's get food.
Speaking of shots, it's mezcal time. Not really a shot. This is just a drink, but just a little bit more alcohol. You even need it for coyotes and other wild animals. Yeah, that's true. If you live somewhere where there's like fucking bears, I'm gonna want a fucking shotgun, right? But yeah. Hablando de shots, toma el mezcal. A huevo. But yeah, if you live in like some shitty area, you're gonna want not some shitty area, but like you're like in some desolate fucking place, you know, or even in the city. Just keep it at home. Don't take it with you. Just I don't know. I don't like how people carry guns around everywhere, and I don't like the open carry thing either. I think that those things should stay at home. Keep them at home. Hablando de shots, yeah. What's with the chicken? Tequila chicken? Tequila cock? No entiendo. No entiendo. Alright, we're gonna go. Tenemos hambre. Vamos a ir a comer. Voy a mover mi caja de bebidas alcohólicas. Y vamos a ir a tragar algo porque tenemos un pinche hambre tremendo. Tremendo. We're gonna go eat. We're super hungry. We said that like half an hour ago, but this time we're gonna do it for real.
For real.
We have wild pigs here, so you better have something with you. Wild pigs kill a lot of people. Oh, like boars and stuff? Yeah, boars are crazy, man.
Oh, any winners? Oh yeah, I did the spray.
Oh, I forgot.
I did the winning spill.
Elvis Roa para mis carne asada fries. Dice Elvis Roa. Órale, pues, nos vamos a comprar una carne asada fries.
We're gonna get some carne asada fries.
Gracias, Elvis Roa.
I did the wheel thing, and the winner is...
The winner, that's right. Winner for the weekly question. Todas las semanas nosotros regalamos un juego en este canal. Bueno, todos los sábados que hacemos esto. Ahora lo vamos a hacer cada otra semana. Entonces, la próxima semana no vamos a tener uno, pero vamos a tener uno la semana después de la próxima. Y cada sábado que hacemos un live, regalamos un juego de nuestra caja. Tenemos una caja llena de juegos. Solo por contestar ¿cómo se dice? La question. La pregunta. La pregunta, cada semana preguntamos algo, como hoy preguntamos qué era el juego más raro de tu colección y eso. Todas las personas que contestan nos ponemos en una rifa y al fin de noche regalamos a un juego de esta rifa. Y ¿quién es el ganador de este mes? Who's the winner this week?
The winner is Matthew Roach.
Matthew's won so many times. Matthew, you are the winner of the SARUSHOW.
The
SaruShow weekly thing.
I couldn't do the wheel here for some reason. That wasn't working. But next week I'm gonna put everyone's name again. I mean, I'm gonna put the wheel up so everyone can see.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that'll be cool.
This time around.
Because we can do that in Streamlabs, right?
Yep.
Cool. So next time we always do it like randomly here and we just tell you guys. But I think we're gonna do a wheel. I think that'll be more exciting too. Because people see it, everyone sees it together. Rigged. Oh no, Elvis can't say rigged anymore. He says, give me my money back. I will let you know. Jesse says Matthew. Congratulations, Matthew. Matthew is all deserving. Dude, Matthew is like one of like the coolest of our crew. He's always like sharing our stuff. He's like super supportive. I love all of you guys who help us out with this stuff. Because like we don't have jobs, right? Like this is what we do. So, you know, FX Yuki stuff, game sales, things like that, donations, the charms that we sell, that's pretty much our income. So we really appreciate it when you guys can help, and it's awesome, and I really appreciate you guys all stopping in. We will do a whatnot next week because we want to go back to Mexico again. So we're gonna do another whatnot So make sure you guys join in if you want to buy some games. Next Thursday, we will do some games. We'll do FX and Yuki giveaways as well, just to get more people to follow and more hype. We are at 600 and something followers now on Whatnot, which is cool. Hopefully we'll get more. But make sure that you guys hop in. There might be some stuff that you like, and all your proceeds help to get me and a panda to Mexico so that we can eat some more tacos. But anyway, guys, thanks everyone for stopping in. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.